Hola, 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 mi gente. Welcome to a very spicy episode of On the Block with Jen. I am YouTube's devil's advocate, On the Block with Jen. You can reach me on all social media platforms all over Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, On the Block with Jen, and Gmail for a bit. Ness, okay? Let me bring up Lily. Lovely, talented Lily from YB Limited. How are you, doll?
I'm great. I'm
Now
great.
Now, you know I'm loving that color. I'm loving that color.
This is one of my favorite colors.
It really is. I love the jewel tones. That's what they call it, right? The jewel tones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's one of my favorite colors. Like, it's like whenever I see something in this color, I'm like, I don't even know if I like that outfit or I just like the color.
Right. It's a beautiful color on you. I'm telling you, Lily's going to make a lady out of me yet. Just you wait. Just you wait, okay? I promise. In the meantime, do-rag cap.
Listen, I'm my mother's child. I can't help it. And my niece got the genes. She's what, 3, 4? Nice. Same. She's the same. It's scary. I'm like, oh God.
Very nice. You see, but you know what's fun to watch? My daughter she's like you, very, very feminine. Makeup. She knows how to do colors and contouring. She didn't learn it from me, Lily.
Right.
She ain't get it from me. I've been wearing the same color, the same mascara, and the same little concealer. Okay.
That's all you need. That's literally all you need. Like, I feel like you can go too much real easy. Like, you can go over that line real easy.
Listen, you know how many times, like every time, one of my cringe moments being on set is when the makeup artist walks in, Lily. Mm-hmm. Okay, the makeup artist and the hairstylist. So I'm like, this chick doesn't know how to do my hair. This chick is gonna put too much makeup on me. Like, I just cringe. And I gotta say, sorry. It's been maybe a handful of times where a makeup artist like beat the face and I was like, I still look like me.
Yeah.
So yeah. I'm okay. Normally, I'm like, they do the job. I sneak off to the bathroom and I'm like,
yeah.
Because I'm like, I want to look like me on camera. And a couple times they had me looking a little drag queenish. And for some reason, as cute as Jen is, I have that line that when you go over, I look drag queenish. So you can't go heavy on me. You can't go heavy on the kid. You can't go heavy on the kid. Okay.
Yep. I can tell, but with pretty people, a lot of times they get excited and they want to, and I'm like, calm, less is more. Less is more.
Okay. Yeah. That's probably, okay. Because a couple times, girls have really like, oh my God, this is pretty. This is still me. And a couple other times I was like, like you look at those pictures and it's like, who is that? Speaking of jeans, Lily, tonight it's all about jeans. Tonight's show, I did some research.
Oh.
This is way beyond the Brat, okay? Impregnating herself with white sperm. Let's throw up the banner right quick because it's interesting, okay? The Brat impregnated herself with white sperm. Eugenics or self-hate? You guys know I'm a fan of eugenics, so a lot of people are like, eugenics is racist and it started in Germany and Hitler. I'll explain how I'm all about eugenics. Let's pay some bills. If you want to support the show via Cash App, please, by all means. It helps us keep the church lights on. Cash App on the block with Jen scrolling on the bottom, or you can throw it in a super chat. I hope a lot of people are going to come in today because it's going to be a really good, interesting conversation. I wanted to dig deeper than what's buzzing online. Okay, if you guys don't know, the Brat and her wife did IVF, artificial insemination. They went to a sperm bank. They went got some white sperm, so they will be bringing forth, okay, a biracial child. Okay, that's the buzz online. So all hell is breaking loose. They're saying that they just wanted a baby with good hair. They're saying they just wanted a light-skinned baby. They're saying that they just wanted a mixed child, like black wasn't good enough for them. And this is why specifically I did this thumbnail right here. This is exactly what they did. No black babies for the Brat and her wife. All about the white baby. Let's get a little personal, Lily. I think I am a product of eugenics, and I'm not going to lie. When I was thinking of having a child, she wasn't accidental, like a lot of us were. Okay, she wasn't just a good nut. Her father and I really wanted to have a child, and we were like, this is going to be really dope. We're both attractive. I want to see what she's going to look like. I got the permanent six-pack. Her dad was a bodybuilder, competitive. I was like, this baby is going to be amazing. What is the result today? My daughter is stunning. Stunning. She has one of the most stunning, and everybody says that about their kid. Okay. But my daughter is stunning, right? She has great genes. She's solid. She's thicker than me. Like, she's solid, right? That's her dad's side. And then I softened his face, right? So it's like she's a combo of him and I. So I'm like, technically we practiced a little eugenics.
Well, Jen, you're only saying out loud what people think and do naturally. Isn't that human nature?
And they're fighting the Brat on this. We got to get into it.
I mean, like, isn't that human nature? Because unless, like you said, unless it's an oops baby, right? And I've heard other women say this. I told you my cousin, she was madly in love with a guy, but then she met the family and they all had this particular nose. And she says, I can't risk giving that nose to my daughter.
Ooh,
so she chose not to have a baby with them. That was the first time I heard the eugenics thing. And I was just kind of like, oh, okay. I didn't really go like, oh my God, I can't breathe. Because I was young. I was early teens. And then I've heard it since then. And then I really thought about it. I was like, well, what, like, is it primates or mammals? Like, what, I'm into chimp empire right now.
I almost started that on Netflix and then I fell asleep, but I did have it on the channel to press play and then I fell out.
Okay, so like, that's what they do. That's what the animal kingdom do. That's what humans do. So I don't think you did anything that most people who are planning on having a child does. Or even if they're like, I love him. Like, if I stay with him, there's a possibility we might have children. And then you see everyone has mental illness in the family. You're like, oh well, hold up. I might want to, do I want to take the risk? Do I want to take the gamble? This is a gamble.
So with that said, the one thing I didn't think about, and maybe I didn't think about because I'm light-skinned, right? But the one thing I didn't think about was her complexion or her hair texture. I mean, her father's a black man. So I'm like, I didn't even think, well, you're going to be a lot. Just, I'm all about the hot oil treatments and the roller set. So I'm like, I didn't at all forecast like, oh my God, is her hair going to be nappy? Like, that's not something I thought of. And I say that because a lot of people are saying about the Brat and her wife, they just wanted a baby with good hair, right? Now, I want to dissect this. And Lily, the research that I did, for the record, basically what the Brat and her wife did was a designer baby.
That's what they do now.
Yes, designer babies are a thing for everybody who's just thinking, oh, they just wanted a light-skinned baby. Designer babies have been about for a while. I did some research, and this is why I asked, were they just designing a baby or was it self-hate because they chose white sperm? Now, I went to Judy's page, which is the Brat's wife. And I heard excuses, right? I heard a lot of, no, only 0.1% of Black men donate sperm. And then the Black men that were there, I have 4 genes that, matched with those Black guys would have really gave me a horrible choice for a baby. So that took it down to 2. But here's the thing. The brat said that the Black guy looked like Jiminy Cricket. So she wasn't going to choose him. That is what she said. I have her direct quote here. So the brat's wife is saying it was just a joke. It was a joke people are running with.
With the serious undertone.
I'm like, come on. Are we gonna do that? So
don't play in our face, Brad. Come on, you've been playing in our face. Bitch, you played in our face for 20 good years like you wasn't you're now mad. I'm like you wasn't a lesbian. Okay, you walk around with your pants sagging. Okay, you're more man than most of these men will ever be, especially these new guys will ever be. And you played in our face for 20 good, maybe 30 good years, girl. We're not gonna let you do it another day. Okay, that's for the brat.
Right. So this is what she said. This is the exact quote. Okay. Says the Chicago rapper added that despite the lack of suitable donors, she thinks she and Dupart, which is her wife, Dupart, made the right choice. This is her quote. She says, I think we did a great job with picking, she said. He's handsome, the white man, the sperm. He's handsome. He's tall. And I think he's going to look beautiful with my wife's egg. She goes on to say that the Black man looked like Jiminy Cricket. I was like, I'm sorry, but that wasn't going to be my choice. So the white guy was tall and handsome, and she thought he would go great with the wife's eggs. But the Black man, she thought, looked like Jiminy Cricket. So there are 2 things here unfolding. Black men rarely donate sperm. I mean, in the hood, they're shooting sperm at everybody, right? You get a kid, you get a kid, you get a kid.
Right.
People even suggested that they use Nick Cannon's sperm since he has no problem having multiple children. People asked,
was he not available?
I'm sure he's available. I guarantee Nick Cannon is available.
He's fine. He makes his way available.
If you light-skinned it. Let's be clear, because even Nick Cannon, if we're talking about people, right, designing babies, well, Nick Cannon is also designing babies because all his baby mamas are my complexion or lighter, right? There's 1 out of the 12 that's probably a shade darker than me. So is Nick Cannon not also designing babies, Lily?
Yes. But we do that. If we're in a relationship with somebody, we're already imagining a possible child with this person.
Correct.
Even me, a person that knows I'm not having kids, I'm like, damn, I wonder what, how that would look. Just I wonder. And we do that. So, yeah.
So in my research, it took me all the way to China. Okay? China. It started in China. It says a researcher in China had genetically altered a gene in a human embryo that resulted in 2 babies, Lulu and Nana. Apparently, the twins carry the disabled CCR5 gene that may provide them with protection against HIV infection. So they're trying to design babies to resist certain diseases. It's kind of like making the ultimate human. And we all know that's been going on. It's not just horror movies.
Yeah.
We all know that's been going on since the beginning of time. Even they'll say it's immoral and unethical and there are laws against, putting humans together. Bullshit. Okay.
Literally since the beginning of the time.
Listen, I'm sure there is a fucking tunnel, back door, underground where people are literally making human beings and failing and throwing them out and mixing animals. And come on.
Exactly.
Stop.
Exactly. There's actually been leaked documents from the government showing it. So this is real shit. They've been doing it literally since the beginning of time. So people are like, oh, girl, stop. Sit down. Okay, go on.
Okay. There's a question here. What could go wrong with designer babies? It says, while effective in the lab, the process is less than perfect and can cut out too much DNA. These unwanted edits could alter other important genes needed for survival, inadvertently triggering cancer, for example. So you may make a child that could resist HIV, but then you may making a child that is susceptible to cancer, right? So this is trial and error.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking when I first, this is not the first time I heard about the designer baby and the HIV resistant baby. I was thinking the same thing, like, I wonder if that will happen. And the reason why is because with the jab thing that they was trying to make everybody take, the person who invented that said, hey, guys, you might want to proceed with caution, because yes, it may help with that, but it's going to make you more more susceptible to flus and colds and stuff. And everyone in my family keeps a cold now. Keeps a cold. I'm told, and my brother and my stepdad never had colds. My ex never had a cold in his life. Never, not one time. All of them keep a cold now. So I was wondering that, like, but we don't know. We don't know. We just don't know.
Okay. Furthermore, can you choose the gender of your baby with IVF? Turns out you can.
Yes.
Intended parents can determine gender through PGD, PGS, PGT, during an IVF journey, given a fertility doctor's ability to identify XX or XY chromosomes in the embryo with PGD test. The gender selection process is almost 100% accurate. Wow. So you got a 100% chance of literally, I want a girl or I want a boy. Now, Rod Veal is in here hitting his Bible, talking about this is why humans shouldn't, right? This is why humans shouldn't be trying to do God's work, right? If you believe in God, right? And you believe all life comes through God, then you are going to look at scientists like, oh, you're fucking with God's work. You guys know I'm an atheist, so I'm not the biggest fan of the idea of God's intervention, because I'm like, all right, motherfucker, you got your hands on making babies, but the kids that are here, you're not saving.
You know how I feel about that.
That's a topic for another day.
That's
right?
a topic for another day, because you know how I feel about that one.
Yeah, I mean, George and No Saint are just chomping at the bits for that atheist episode, and we'll do that. We'll get into that. So let's talk about what people kind of look for when they're doing these designer babies. It says here the characteristics people tend to want and associate with designer babies are things like intelligence, height. And athletic ability. Okay? It says, although they are not controlled by one or even a few genes, take the seemingly simple trait of height. The term designer baby refers to a child who would develop from an embryo or a sperm or egg that had been genetically altered. The changes would affect every cell in that child's body and be passed to all their children and their children's children. So this isn't just the baby you're bringing forth. This is generational. The designer baby's genes are generational. So that I find that interesting.
That's very interesting. Like, so this baby will be literally the first of a generation. Like, he is the ancestor for whatever comes next. He's the Adam. He or she is the Adam and Eve.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
This is getting good.
This process has become known as heritable genome editing. Okay, let's bring up our gentlemen. I see them coming in. No Saint knocking.
Good. We needed a colonizer for this conversation. I was like,
Ron DeMarco.
Yeah, we need a white man here to tell us all about fucking up genetics and
right.
fucking up people and civilizations and genocide. Like, yeah.
Ryan Adams says Dr. Umar Johnson is furious. I can imagine. I wish Dr. Umar was up here right now.
I would love it.
He's got other things to do, like building a school.
That is true. Ooh. That is true.
Oh, shots fired.
Yeah.
Man, That's pretty much an old
No
joke
say,
by now. We all know where we're at with it.
hey,
It never gets old.
no,
It never gets old.
No Saint has reloaded the Nerf gun for today. I see you, No Saint. I see you, baby.
Oh yeah, and just to play on what you girls just said, man. Go ahead and make those designer babies. Go ahead and fuck up the gene pool. Go ahead, stupid. Go ahead. You motherfuckers failed third grade math and science. So yeah. Put that kind of decision in the hands of people like that. Yeah, sure. Go ahead,
Right.
man. And once you got a kid who has, I don't know, a thumb growing out his neck. You know what I mean? Or some shit like that. Yeah. Just go ahead.
Okay, so here's the thing. First of all, the reason why I call, and let's be clear, because people, I'm surprised people still say this. There was a couple of people in the comments. When I post in the community section, like, who cares? Motherfucker, none of us care. We don't give a fuck what the brat does with life. This is a trending topic. I don't even believe I gotta say this. This is a trending topic, just like a sports score or the death of a celebrity. Nobody cares. I'm not gonna feed that white baby. Like, nobody cares.
I'm not.
So how many times? But as adults, how many times are we gonna ask? Wow, sure it's chilly out here, right? Like, how's the weather? Like, you run out of.
It's cold in the winter.
Like, you run out of that as adults. So no, we got to talk about stupid shit. Yeah,
right.
This is what we do. It's adult shit.
Let's just kick it for a little bit, okay? Everything doesn't have to be intellectual. We had a very intellectual conversation.
Yes,
yesterday.
we did.
Let's beat off today. Every now and then you gotta beat off.
Right.
All right. So beat off with it. Let's have a circle jerk tonight, okay? Right. All right. Let's get with it. So the reason why I called Cap, I went to Judy's page, the Brat's wife, and I was like, let me hear what she got to say. And I heard a lot of hemming and hawing. Well, we couldn't get a black person, blah, blah. I call Cap. They have a great network of black men who are affluent, tall, sexy, you know what I mean? But they chose, we want a stranger, and we want that stranger to be white, even though they said it's because there weren't enough black donors. However, the black donor that was a quote unquote fit, the Brat said, that dude looked like Jiminy Cricket, and I didn't want those genes. This white guy is going to go great with my wife's eggs. Her words, not mine, right? This is what she said. And going back to what Lily said, that is what we do when we're dating. We start thinking, I wonder how my child would be, look, characteristics, whatever, with this person. We've all done it.
Absolutely.
Right? I said, I'm for eugenics. People were like, right? I am for eugenics because I think that we have, as a people, fucked and had sex and had babies with abandon. I mean, with abandon. We don't, like, some of the people I see interacting, I'm like, so you weren't afraid that your child was going to look like that lady?
Oh my God. Yeah.
Like, you wasn't scared like that lady is, you know what I mean? And some people just like, hey, no, everybody deserves to be here. While I'm thinking the movie 300, you chuck that child over the cliff, right? It's going to be an issue later, right? Like, you're setting your child up for failure. I see now a lot of people online who have very bad genetic conditions. I'm talking about those conditions where the eyes hang down here, where they can't speak or see, and then they have a child that they dare you not to accept that they had who has the same condition. I've seen it. So I could not, in that condition, just me, I could not in that condition willfully bring a child that's going to suffer into the world.
I have a friend whose mental illness runs in the family, and it seems like every time the woman generationally gets pregnant, that's what ignites it and kicks it up. So she made the decision that it wasn't worth bringing a child into the world, and it ignited it in her, and then her child has to be raised the way she was raised, because she's in her 40s now and still traumatized by growing up with a mother with not only schizophrenia, but she also had some type of learning disability as well. So it was like, she's like, I don't want to repeat that cycle. I'm good. The buck stops here with me.
Look, man, I'll go even further than a lot of people might deem this controversial. The crack babies grew up and eventually went out there and started fucking people.
I've been saying it was going to happen. Like, I was like,
you know what I mean? The crack babies grew up. They went out there and started fucking people. I don't think, who knows what happened out of that. I'm pretty sure some not so great things happened out of that. No jokes though, no cap. is it me or I mean, I'm just seeing a lot of celebrities or a lot of public figures. They just seem, I don't slow. Like a lot of them nowadays just seem like they're on spectrum. It just doesn't. They just don't seem like they're all there. I don't know. Maybe because a lot of these people are just on drugs. I don't know what it is, but I'm just so used to like people just even and you can see it in their eyes. Like I mean, they're quick witted. They're snappy with it. It just seems like a lot of people are just yeah, man, I'm just out here, kind of like Iggy Pop used to look, every time, used to talk to him and shit. Am I off here, No Saint? Am I off with that? I don't know. It just seems like a lot of people out here just seem a little, I don't know.
I've been in the rooms, we've been in the rooms with these people for decades, right?
Right.
Karan,
right.
you're not making it up.
Right.
When I'm in the room with some of these celebrities these days, it's not the same as it was 10, 20 years ago. It is a lot of deadness in the eyes. It's like a lot of dead, sometimes I feel like I'm in like a zombie because it's like everyone's like, we all think like this. We believe this. Everyone, it's just so weird. And, but I think that goes back to what we were talking about is like, that's what they want. They don't want thinking people in the industry anymore. They want dancing monkeys pretty much. So that's what we have. These are the people who are being placed in front of everyone every day.
So let me answer Kari's question. Kari says, I do be looking at people like, damn, you got some bad genes. And then he says, am I judgy? We all judge.
No, exactly.
But the thing is, again, a lot of the stuff that we feel bad about doing is because, again, somebody was hitting their Bible like you're not supposed to judge. You are supposed to judge because it's conducive to survival.
Yes,
exactly. When we were out in the wild,
you're supposed to judge and judge harshly. Are you good for my survival?
Right.
Okay.
We're supposed to judge. Here come No Saint. Let all the babies be born. The ones without hands, arms, legs, asses, eyes. Bring them all forth.
The guy that's coming on here tomorrow would be good for this too. He would be very good on this conversation.
We can revisit.
Because what I'm hearing is, okay, so we're judging. I'm assuming. I'm not talking about like. You ever see the Whitakers, online?
No.
It's the soft. It's a guy that he goes and he interviews these people from West Virginia. Stereotypically,
this is good already.
Stereotypically, and
I think I know what you're talking about. A couple of them are inbred.
Yes.
And I saw one family.
Are you talking about underbelly? You talking about underbelly?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I saw that shit. That shit scared the fuck out of me. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I would say that would be bad to mix in with that gene pool, but don't fool yourself that something looks great on the outside means quality either, because
right.
that person that might not be that desirable might be a hell of a, he may be the guy that cures or the girl that cures cancer or, so I mean, there's more than just looks on genes is what I'm saying. Like you can marry someone who looks good, who carries a gene for the Huntington disease, and then you end up having a baby that has Huntington's disease at age 45.
Oh, No Saint. You are. I remember Gatsby when he said,
"He gonna find a silver lining." He gonna
remember
find
when
one.
Gatsby, he was like, when he met Gatsby, the writer Nick, when he was like, Gatsby was the single most hopeful person I ever did meet. That's No Saint.
Yeah.
To think that you're gonna birth the guy that's gonna cure cancer. I mean, come on, No Saint.
I mean, it's a
what I'm saying is this. I'm saying that someone may look genetically like, okay, that's going to be the kid. I'll give you another example. And I'm going to bring my niece, and you'll never probably see her. My niece married another guy. My niece is not very, I mean, she's been overweight her whole life, not very good looking, bred with this backwoods Tennessee person, right?
Damn, you really saying this shit on the
So they joined the KKK basically?
No.
Okay.
But,
all right, I digress.
But all of a sudden we looked at her son, who's like 16. I'm like, God dang, he's a good looking kid.
How did that happen?
You just don't know, you know.
I mean, no,
you
you don't.
The guy's a father?
And you're absolutely right. You don't know, but if you have a shot, if you have a shot, are you not an idiot not to try to make the odds right in your favor as much as possible? If you have a shot, why should we just like be fucking with abandon and hope and pray that we have the kid that becomes a rocket science? And here's the thing, if we're talking aesthetics, because it seems like the Brat was about aesthetics. The black guy looked like Jiminy Cricket, according to her, right? And the white guy was tall and handsome and is gonna go great with her wife's genes, her words again. Even still, the plum dummy who's very attractive will still get along better in life. Okay.
Absolutely.
Will still get along better in life. Remember that question? Would you want your kid to be attractive? Or what was that fucking question way back? Would you want your kid to be born attractive or be born smart and some other shit? Mm-hmm. And everybody was like, I'd rather my kid be attractive. Because they just
I would settle for average and very, very smart.
Okay.
That's that. But guess what though? That is a very, very slick and roundabout lawyerish way of actually saying at least she's not ugly. Don't think I didn't catch that. Don't think I didn't catch that.
Like, don't think I didn't catch that. Listen, I don't think Bill Gates was a very attractive person.
You don't have to necessarily be attractive. You can still be average and getting it out here. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? What Jen was presenting to you was she was presenting the absolute, the average. You know, she wasn't saying the other half was average. Of course, she was saying the other half would just be, considered ugly, as opposed to attractive. You know that. We all know that. But that was a very slick move that you did. But anyway.
Not to mention, just because someone is intelligent or smart doesn't mean they're gonna be shit. I know plenty of nerds.
There's geniuses who are homeless. They are homeless.
I know plenty of dweebs. I know plenty of geeks, and they're working at Best Buy. No saying. Yeah, they're the geek squad at Best Buy.
And go to prison. Those are the smartest people you will ever meet in your
mathematical geniuses. And these motherfuckers, they just can't get right. They have no discipline. I will say this one thing though, to Jen's point, and I'm gonna say this woman's name, no shade, but when I saw, I was like, damn. Like if you take like the Wayans family, you know what I mean?
That sister don't match. Say it. That sister don't match.
She got the raw side of the deal.
Right.
I looked like the whole family, and I was like, hey, yeah, this guy's all right. And then when you look at the sister, you're like,
It's like, what happened? How are all the brothers prettier than you?
Yes, because they are fine. Them some fine men.
And when I saw the sister, I was like, can you imagine that shit? All of them dudes like, yeah, I'm gonna kill my sister, and you and your mom like, oh, she probably fake, she probably good, and then you go over there and you like, whoa.
You go over there and I was like, so when's your sister coming out?
Her friend been sitting here staring at me the whole time.
Right. Her friend's staring at me.
But
sometimes it can go the other way. So sometimes it can.
But to Jen and Ron's point, like I was saying, I've been watching Chimp Empire, and primates do that. Like they sit back, they watch. They just sit back and watch, and they're looking for the top. They want to mate with the top dog, but if they can't get to the top dog, they'll take the one underneath them, or maybe the one underneath that. After that, they're not fucking with them, right? And even when I was in the church world, and they'll say you've been in that world as well. When I was in the church world, and I was traveling from these mega churches with these artists and stuff like that, the one thing I noticed, the single women was they all wanted a pastor. They all wanted the leader. They all wanted it's like people practice eugenics when they're not even realizing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at is it's a false sense, and that's all I'm saying. Like this,
and I agree.
The brat, she may, if she got the whatever she called the guy,
Jiminy
Cricket, whatever, and she accepted that sperm, it may come out exactly what she wants, and vice versa. She's putting it with the white guy, it might come out, it looks really bad.
That's the other half of it. That's what people.
I mean, it's not a real science when it comes to looking at somebody. Is all I'm saying.
No,
It's
no,
not
you're right.
really.
That's what people, everybody assumes that nothing's wrong with your genes, and so you know what I mean. You go out there in the world and you find whatever you want to find because you're thinking like everything's all right with you. You sure? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but wait, we're capping a little bit, fellas.
What happened?
We're capping a little bit because what is it? Well, you never know. When you look at all the Baldwin brothers, all of them are fine for white folk. All those brothers are fine. And they are all fine because they all come from the same gene pool and the same mother and father. I'm fine because of my mother and father. I have these genes because of my daddy. If I can do it all over again with my daughter, I would still pick the same man because he was a competitive bodybuilder. Okay, it's a higher probability. I would still pick the same father for her.
I will attest to that. I'm just saying.
Are we going to pretend that, you never know? The Wayans brothers, all of them are fine. His sister was a fluke. The sister was I don't know what happened with the sister, but we cannot pretend. We cannot pretend.
If you shoot a gun long enough, you're gonna miss. So that's most likely what happened with the fucking Wayne.
Because they had a lot of guns. They shot
exactly. They had a lot of bullets. So eventually, probability was gonna say, okay, one of you motherfuckers. It's not going to get
it happens.
But I think what No Said is saying is that with the technology, it's like something could get. I mean, because you're doing a lot with genetics. Something could get mixed in the in the shuffle, and that's what because a lot. You know how us humans are, right? From us artists to us tech people to us scientists, we love to create. Right, we're creators, right, and we love to do with abandon. We don't think about the other stuff that could possibly. So a lot of times when we come up with new technologies, we're like it's like giving a gun to a kid,
a child,
right?
giving a gun.
It's like giving a gun to a kid because it's like, I want to see what this looks like. I just want to see. I want to know. I want to create it, and it's like, yeah, but he doesn't have a liver.
Yeah, but you're right because I mean we always do that, and then guess what? That kid eventually makes the atomic bomb, and
what Jim is saying.
I would say this though. Okay. I just want to say one thing. You can do all of these. You can engineer. You can splice. You can do whatever the hell you want to do. But as Jeff Goldblum's character said in Jurassic Park, life finds a way. Nature's a very funny thing, and if you sit there and you try to control it and control so much of it, eventually something's gonna happen, and then something's gonna pop out you didn't calculate. Something is gonna occur. It's like in the Matrix. As much as the architect tried to create a perfect system, that one anomaly just kept poking out. And rebelling against the the reprogramming that he was laying down. Anyway, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I understand what Jen's saying, but I don't. In other words, you can have there's a friend of mine, a really pretty girl that I went to high school with, and still pretty, and got married. The kids are like. Just imagine you bring home your boyfriend, that girl brings home her boyfriend, she's like, damn, your mom's hot. Because the mom's hot, the daughter, got a little bit of the dad. Not that the dad's a bad looking guy, but it just doesn't work.
It don't transfer as well. It just doesn't work.
You can't say like these two good looking people are going to have good looking kids. So in the Baldwins and the Waynes, it worked out. But there's no guarantee that the kids are going to be as good looking as their parents. And sometimes, the dad's genes override, maybe the part of the dad's genes that don't really look that pretty compared to the mom mix in with the mom's genes, so it's got a big chin and, it doesn't always work. I mean, it just
you're right.
I'm sorry, guys. I had to cuss out a Spaniard right quick. I'm like, don't fuck with me, bitch. Hijo de puta conquistador, fucking white man who speaks Spanish. Don't come for me, bitch. Don't come for me.
There's these two girls online, two, I guess, IG influencers, and they're pretty nice looking girls. They're kind of thick, they're nice looking girls. They got their following, I guess they would be considered, sexy by today's standards.
Get
But
to it.
but
Get to
then
it,
to
Haran.
I'm getting to it right now. But their mom,
You'd
their
fuck them.
mom,
Okay, let's go.
no, but their mom, when she was younger, she looked like Nicole Murphy in her prime. I'm like, I saw her and I was like, holy shit, that's how your fucking mother looked. And then I saw their dad and I was like, oh, that's why it kind of didn't work out for you guys. Like it worked out for your mom. Now, the girls don't look bad. They don't look fucked up, but you can tell he kind of, I don't know, what can you say, sullied the pool a bit with his genetics. So to no same point, yeah, sometimes the mom can be hotter than the daughter. It happens.
Yes. Look at
So
Reginae and LaToya, Lil Wayne's baby mama and daughter. Reginae, the daughter.
Look at Lil Wayne.
I mean, but I wouldn't like her daughter on the same level to me, Lily.
Nah.
You don't I wouldn't look at her mother like, oh damn, she's bad. I'm like, she look like, I wouldn't look
when
at
they
her
stand next to each other, there's a clear difference to me.
Okay. All right. I've seen them together. They look like sisters to me.
I have secondhand embarrassment every time I see them standing next to them. Like,
God.
Like I be feeling the way. I be like, damn, does she
Really?
feel? Does she? Yeah. And I thought it was just me. A lot of people say it. And I was like, damn, I thought it was just me. I was like, I be wondering, does she be feeling the way that her mother looks way better than her?
But she's not. That girl. Now that was a gamble because Lil Wayne, he looks like Jiminy Cricket. That's a very unattractive, petite man. Very unattractive, very petite. I would not have a child with a petite man at gunpoint. I will not birth 5'5", nothing. I don't give a fuck how accomplished. I'm not doing it.
You just not.
No.
You just gonna be birthing somebody that's your height.
Yes.
Birthing somebody.
Like I'm not gonna lie. I told you guys I dated a very short guy. He was fucking amazing. Hecho derecho, money, masculinity, presence. He was that dude, stuntman, actor, voiceover actor. I'm talking about doing major stunts for Kanye West. And he was the dude. Fucking new martial arts, perfect specimen. But I don't want nobody who's 5'5". I will not birth a boy. A girl, yeah. But pushing out a boy that's 5'5", no. I want it. Give it to somebody else. And he had a son. He got a son. His son is short.
And this is my thing. I've never had a height preference, but I do feel bad for guys who have little boy bodies.
When you say little boy bodies, what do you mean? You mean like built like a 12-year-old?
I'm gonna tell you what I mean. I'm gonna tell you what I mean. What we mean, Haran. When I hug a guy, and it's happened before. When I hug a guy, if I touch my elbows when I'm hugging him, no. When I hug a guy by the waist, if these hands could do, my hands got to be like this on a guy. If I do this when I'm hugging you, no.
I understand what happened. I understand because you're the width of a man's back. The width of a man's back. Okay. Oh, and that's in connection. That's in connection with the shoulders. So the shoulders would have to be sprawled out to a V shape.
I can't.
Sorry.
So if a man, that makes sense because women are attracted to an inverted triangle rather than a straight rectangle. Well, if you go like this, then that means he's straight up and down.
Yeah, I don't like that little way. Let me acknowledge these super chats. Super chat break. Thank you so much for the super chat, Adam Hearn. Adam Hearn says Forrest Whitaker's brother looks just like him. Yeah, I was shocked. I didn't even know he had a brother. When I saw his brother, I was like, oh shit, twinning. Thank you for the super chat, Don Levon. Don Levon says, who needs good genes when you got plastic surgery and care credit cards? That's another thing that's funny about all these girls that are getting surgery. They're gonna have a bunch of ugly babies running around. Yeah, and people are gonna be like, how does that? It's like, how does that match?
Little Kim's baby look nothing like her.
But yeah, I know. I was like, why your baby got a dead eye? Okay.
Lisa Ray looks better. Lisa Ray looks better than her daughter.
True. But her mother was fine too. Her mother was fine.
Lisa Ray looks a
Yeah.
lot better than her daughter. I saw her
Yeah,
daughter.
she
Her daughter isn't ugly, but
Yeah.
she ain't her mama. She ain't her
And
mama.
hers, did I date Billy Blanks? No, sir. I know, not Billy Blanks. I mean, some guys are, you know what I mean. It's just, you know, no.
If I was five,
Unapologetically, no.
look, listen. If I was 5'5", I'd have made sure I'd have got this bread so I can convince a woman who was like 6'1", 6'2" to actually, you know what I mean, have a baby with me because we getting rid of this short gene. I'm not doing 5'5" kids, man. No,
And
fuck all that.
he could have got himself a tall woman because he's that dude. I'm talking about he's that dude. No, Saint, I got to go back to you because I had a little cap on hold while I was doing that test.
Okay.
But when it sounds to me like
Corey said Little Kim don't look like Little Kim.
that's true.
Okay.
That is true. Okay. You know, but it sounds to me like you'd go to Vegas and lose all your money because what the heck? That's what it sounds to me like.
No.
Like you'd go to Vegas and lose all your money because it's like, hey, what are the odds? Fuck it. Let me just.
No, I'm totally opposite of that. Actually, I hate losing money.
Okay, but I'm just you. Me too. I'm the same way. But you're like, why try? Because this is the thing.
No,
I feel like you had two fine people, and you're like, that's not being fine is not necessary because what are the odds? Maybe those two fine people will make somebody ugly anyway. That's what it sounds like you're saying to me. Are you not saying that?
That's not what I'm saying. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is it's very. I'm looking more into how genetics work and letting people know that genetics don't work by two good-looking people get together, they have a good-looking kid. It just doesn't work that way. Now, go with whoever. Listen. Just go with the highest level person. Go with who you're attracted with. Go with who you're. I'm not saying marry an ugly person. I'm just saying go with it. I'm just saying don't be surprised if the results aren't what.
No, it's actually. Let me respond. No, it's actually a surprise. If two attractive people get together and that child isn't attractive, that is a surprise. That's the outlier.
Because they don't understand genetics. You're not
understanding what I'm saying. Yeah. You're not understanding what I'm saying. If two attractive people get together and the baby is ugly, that's the outlier. That's the mistake.
Yes.
Because when you look at all the models, their children are stunning. Okay, their children are tall and stunning, and what do the daughters usually do from the model women? They start modeling as well. The fucking modeling is generational because this woman, Tom Brady, got with Giselle Bundchen. Now they got little models. Look at freaking who's the soccer player, the white boy with the tats and the blonde hair.
I just saw his son, Beckham.
I
was like,
Beckham. Look at his sons. You think that's happenstance? You think, science doesn't work that way? His kids are fine. The Wayans brothers are fine. The Baldwins are fine. And every now and then you get that one sibling that doesn't match the pool. But how can you say, two attractive people, that doesn't mean you're going to be fine? That's what it normally means.
That is normally what it means. I mean,
that's what it normally
means. There's always an exception to the rule, but
absolutely.
Well, I don't know. Like we're mentioning people that we know that are stars. There's a lot of people out there.
But no, in real life, when we see a child produced from two good-looking people and that child, we all kind of you look like confused puppies.
Yeah, we do kind of like. Some of us even ask. Some of us even be like, "Yo, you sure that's your kid, man?" Like,
my daughter's father and we're not famous.
Right.
We had this baby in the Bronx. Like we're not famous, and she's stunning. My baby's father's attractive. He's bodybuilder. Like I said, I'm attractive. What did you think we were gonna have a frog?
All right, well, I mean,
you know, frogs.
Here we go.
So it's not. Yes, I know. So it's not just famous people. We all grew up in neighborhoods where there was that one family in the neighborhood, and all them little motherfuckers were fine. We'd be like, "Oh, where's your sister? Where's your brother?" It's like 3 or 4 of them, and they were all fine. That happens everywhere.
However,
not with famous people.
However,
that was me and my cousins. Like my brother, and my cousins roll like a one big unit, and we all got good genes. And I think that's why my mother chose.
However, you can be an outlier. You can be Will Smith and produce nothing but goofy looking fucking kids. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
Will
but
Smith's
here's
kids are goofy looking and shit.
yeah,
But
but
it's
when
an
you look
outlier.
at okay, but look, when you look at Will Smith, if you took his money away, he's goofy looking. His ears stick out like he's not. Lily. He's goofy looking. He's not a man with a. He's not a man with a distinguished face and like he's not
So it's
fine.
the
Will
money.
Smith is not fine.
Okay.
The money adds to. If he didn't have no money, he'd be Reese. Remember Reese from Philly that comes up here? Will Smith would be Reese. And you guys know I'm right. But he come back. Everybody's hiding. Come back. But he's not Will. I've never looked at Will Smith and my little flower opened up.
And then I remember when he started working out for the Muhammad Ali movie. I thought that's when I was gonna maybe this is what let me. And no, nothing.
Oh, so it was the money? It was just the money? Like, I don't know. It's the money. Because, I mean, after Bad Boys, he just skyrocketed. So
I'm going to go further. First of all, he skyrocketed because he was a very unassuming, docile, happy-go-lucky black man.
Agreeable.
That's the other half of it. That's it.
Very agreeable, very nice. Mm-hmm. White people didn't feel threatened by him. So they was like, to the moon, baby, to the moon. Mm-hmm. Right? But when you look at it, and people going to get mad when I say this, okay? Strip them both down of everything.
Okay. There we go.
Are we back?
We're
strip
back.
Strip them both down of everything. And people gonna be like, Jada fun. Jada fun. Calm down, everybody. Strip them both down of everything. I'm talking about Jada's original face with the long chin and the little dent in it. I'm talking about the original Jada when she was very young. Strip her down of everything, her fame and everything. Because when people become famous, they become attractive to other people. And I'm like, that person at the Walmart, you wouldn't look at them twice. But when someone is famous in this business, for some reason, they get 10 extra points. Like, nah, she fine. No. Strip Jada down of everything with her original face and strip Will Smith of everything. If they were in a regular old Bronx neighborhood and Jada Pinkett was walking by, built like a 12-year-old, nobody would. Okay. Same thing with Will Smith. He'd be Reese from Philly. So I'm saying that to say
Jesus,
this.
He'd be Will from Philly.
Right. He'd be Will from Philly. And he'd be Reese's friend. I guarantee it. So when
Reese answers the chat 3,
2, 1. Reese is gonna be like, y'all called. So when you put those two people together and I look at Willow and Jaden, I'm not surprised that they goofy looking. I'm not like, their parents aren't fine. Now you look at you know what I'm saying? A Halle Berry, who's that? That's Salma Hayek.
And that's her daughter.
Girl.
And that daughter doesn't look as good as her.
What does her father look like?
Exactly. That's the other half of it.
You gotta her father.
You gotta throw that in there, man.
You gotta throw that in there. That's why we're talking about eugenics. Eugenics.
I used to have a little crush on Jada on A Different World though. But I don't know if it was more the
I thought Jada was fine when I was younger. I thought Jada was fine. I didn't like what she did to I don't like what she did to her face now though. She chopped her shit up. She did all kinds of shit to her fucking face.
I'm gonna say something controversial. Y'all gonna be mad at me. Y'all gonna be mad at me. You don't think that mainstream attractive and I thought she was fine back then. You don't think that's different? Like let me finish my point. Okay. There's cute girl in the neighborhood, and then there's fucking Halle Berry. Come on, people.
Okay.
I had a crush on her in A Different World. If Jada Pinkett was in front of you with all or the same exact accolades or no accolades as Halle Berry, and they both, you would punch Jada in the throat to get to Halle Berry.
That's a different situation.
As soon as she opened her mouth and said, pick me, you would punch her in the throat.
The Jada now?
Even the Jada in her prime back then. Even the Jada in her prime back then standing next to a Halle Berry. Are we lying on today?
What I'm saying is my crush came from the around the way chick look. I think that's what my crush was. She gave me something that I could see in the hood. So and I saw it on TV. So I think that's where the crush came
Somebody
from.
said Denzel children.
Yo.
I don't want to. I don't want to dig deep into that, man. I'm gonna be respectful.
That's because of Pauletta.
I'll let Jen. Yeah, I'll let Jen say that.
Lady, Jen.
I'll let Jen say that one. Like, yeah.
Very, very nice lady. Very tolerant.
Yes.
We love the Washington family here on the block of Jen.
We really do. I mean, they're royalty. They are really the royalty that they tried to make Jada and Will. Denzel and Paulette are really that royalty that they tried to. I'm like, yeah, they really are. However, I would have liked to see Denzel spawn some little Denzels. I'm not gonna lie.
I think
I would have liked to see it, but that's
he probably did.
Oh.
Again, let's move on.
We'll move on. We will move on. Okay. Yes, sir. We will move the hell on. All right. Going back to the brat. Okay. Race Bell. So she picked white sperm and said that guy was handsome, tall. That's the guy. The black guy was Jiminy Cricket. Do you think that this is something moving forward? Adelanta la raza on steroids. Remember, I told you a lot of Latins. Adelanta la raza. Don't bring home no darky.
Lest anyone in the audience be confused, all sperm is technically white.
Thank you, Nosy. Okay, so the whole, do you think that there's a tinge of self-hate? Because we keep seeing that word regarding this.
It's not a tinge. It's not a tinge.
Look, listen.
You guys think this is self-hate?
Look, listen.
It's a real thing in our community.
Explain that. Explain why. Okay, so what should they have done?
Okay, well, let's just say this. It's hard for me not to see that at all, like to just delete that at all, because colorism is still so prevalent in the Black community. It's so prevalent. It's so real. We've discussed it on numerous times on here, right?
Yes.
And so if giving the opportunity to design your baby, right? Mm-hmm. For me, I'm not going to have a half white baby because I want some black ass melanated babies. Like that's on my list. Like color is going to be on your list. If you're saying you're ignoring it as a Black person, you're fucking lying, right? Ooh. Like it's going to be on there. So this was a deliberate move. And to answer your next question, I feel like given a choice, there will be a lot of Black people who would go lighter. They will do the Jacksons.
Look, man,
let me just say this. I think, but Lily, I think this is going to start being a thing.
I do too.
I think this is going to start being a thing. I think it's going to be a common. I think more Black women, because of the state of the gender wars between Black men and Black women, and Black women are already taking care of themselves. They got their own money. They got their own shit. They're independent, blah, blah, blah. They're going to be like, what the fuck I need this deadbeat for, or the chance of this guy not being what I need, when I can just go to a sperm bank and get the best white sperm they got. So this may start a trend. I'm seeing it. It's not far-fetched to me.
And here's another question. What's usually the difference between the starter wife and the come-up wife?
Look, listen, man. When I talked about shit like this, Black people basically running away from each other, this is exactly what I was talking about. Every time these passport bros leave the country, do they go to a place that have predominantly Black women?
Mm-hmm.
Given a choice, they always go lighter.
They always go to a place with lighter women, go to a place with exotic women, blah, blah, blah. These, these particular women that were, I visited Cynthia G's page. These women were clapping and rejoicing. And I'm just sitting there looking at both sides of the fence and realizing that at the end of the day, there's a growing population of black people who are intent on destroying black people. Or literally intent
And
on destroying the black race. Both
JB,
sides.
I don't care. I'm working. I ain't care about these damn people's kids and shit. I ain't watching these people's kids.
Right.
I'm working.
Black American royalty, that is false. Okay? That is false. That whole New Yorican shit you said, get out of here with that, bruh. Okay? All right. Moving
I have no
forward.
clue what you fucking even talking about. What's that?
He's waving the black flag. All right. There's urban culture, there's suburban culture. Okay, there's all kinds of culture, and no matter who lives in that community, they're gonna all dress the same. They're gonna all talk the same. They're gonna just stop. Get out of here with that. Go to Tariq Nasheed's page with that bullshit, please. Like this isn't even that.
Or Dr. Boyce, he's always bragging about his black wife.
Right. Like, go over there with that shit. We don't give a fuck over
Oh, the cuckold?
Yeah. So, I really do think that this is going to be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's an easy, no mess, convenient way to get you a mixed baby with no problems, without fucking, without, you know what I mean? Like, there's a way to get you a mixed baby without the fuss and muss.
I think overall that there is a growing number of black people who want to destroy black people.
Hit that like button for me. Haran.
Mm-hmm. I do believe that. Both sides. I'm not sitting here taking a side for either. I've seen it on both ends of the
Well,
spectrum.
this is how I see it. I feel like the vitriol, because we all witness it, we all got eyes and ears. Mm-hmm. I think that the vitriol they have for each other is resulting in the destruction. And sometimes I think that they don't even realize that it's leading to the destruction. Because everybody's mad and they just want to get their shit off and they just want to. We see it here a lot where it's like when we talk about something, somebody will come up, yeah, always talking about it. And I'm like, no, if you would have watched the whole stream, you would have seen that we talk about X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z, X, Y, Z. But they come with their trauma and they just vomit it all over everywhere. And I think that's what happens in the gender wars, where it's like, do you not realize that while you getting your shit off, you're spewing this hate, and the hate is spreading like a disease, and it is leading to the destruction of the whole Black love, Black family, and all that. Now, but I will ask a question. I listened to Cynthia G's take on this earlier today. Cynthia G, oof, that woman is so absolute. And I'm not a subscriber to her channel because I'm trying to keep my life zen, right? So I don't like listening to too much of anybody that's always negative. But I'm like, Lily, I'll take a look and see what you're saying. If I watched Kevin Samuels, I could watch Cynthia G, right? So I'll say this. She's right on a lot of the things that she says, just like Kevin was right on a lot of the shit that he said. If you are a woman of a certain race, right, and the men in that race are constantly bashing you and comparing you to other women, non-color or mixed women or lighter women or Latin women or white women or Asian women, or, you know, then the trash port bros happen, then why not, as Cynthia G is doing, warn Black women against Black male worship? If something's not working out, I think she's a necessary evil. And that's regardless if it hurts your feelings. Because we've had Black men come here and be like, oh, but you're attacking us. And sometimes some of the women in our chat attack Black men. Look, she's attacking us. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. That's how I see it. Is she attacking you in your life? Or like Lily, is it true?
Is it true? Either it's true or it's not. If it's true,
is it true?
It is what it is.
So if someone, let's say we have a woman in the chat talking about Black men and making blanket statements, if you're not a Black man that falls under that category of being a deadbeat, not taking care, is it true? Why do you care? Why do you care?
Right. That's like people like, you know, the first thing people try to come with me is like, you're trans. Yeah, bitch. Duh. But guess what? Probably look better than your best bitch. So don't try it. Because that's the only thing you can say.
I will say this though. There's a Here's the thing: both sides again are so wrapped up in their revenge porn. This is what this is at the core of this. This is revenge porn.
Damn,
This
that's
is
a great,
revenge
yeah,
porn.
that's a great
And they're
description.
so this is how both sides are so fucking stupid. All you're doing, you're knee deep in this shit. You think you're winning, like yeah, but at the end of the day, that big pure white race
Mhm.
is still a whole much bigger number. So you just making light of niggas.
Well, this is the
You
problem
not
I
really
have.
fixing the
Listen,
problem that you think you're fixing. You what
problem.
where do you think this is gonna go? You think you're gonna make this race of mulattoes and octoroons and quadroons, and you're going to get a bigger footing in the world? Do you understand how race dynamics works? It just you think that the answer is just to look closer to whiteness, you know what I mean, and everything is going to work out? You really think that is the best option you came up with, is to look closer to white people, or away from what you are as much as possible? That was the only solution that you came up with. If
So,
that is the case, that is sad.
so I wanted to pull this comment up because this is hilarious. Really, many white people don't want to be white either. That's why they tan all the time. Let's keep it clear, because I tan all the time too.
Mhm.
But let's keep it clear. There isn't one white motherfucker on the planet that would decide to wake up black tomorrow. Not a one. I don't care
Listen.
how. I don't care how. Listen, I don't care how many times they lay up in that bed. A white bitch is not going to give up her white privilege for nobody's tan in bed at all, unless you are something's wrong with you mentally, like Rachel Dolezal, and you want to be down. But had that bitch been born with some white privilege into white money, white people don't want to be black. I don't care how much they tan or flip around. Now, do they want to be tan? Absolutely.
Right. And then
Absolutely.
sometimes they want to cosplay and jump right back over, like we
Ladies,
gave them
yesterday, like we discussed yesterday.
Ladies, right now outside, I can walk down the block and I can find a white meth head strung out. Okay, strung out.
I know what you're gonna
Raggedy, raggedy, whatever. If someone said that if you had the option of staying a white drug addict but being a drug-free black man like me, which would you choose?
I can get on drugs any day.
Which would you do? That white man would have been like, I'm gonna shake this white shit out and see where it goes. You know what I mean? Because guess what? He would never trade places with me. I got a great job. You know what I mean? I am, you know what I mean? I'm amazing in other ways, so on and so forth. I am the shit. I'm not white though. So you know what I mean? So there's that thing was like, yeah, he's got a lot of things going for him, but I'm still white.
This is interesting too. Adam Hearn, thank you for the super chat. Adam Hearn says even rich black lesbians go for Becky's now. That's true, because the first thing that came to mind was Wanda Sykes. Look at her wife.
All of the LGBT people. I'm trying to think of one who hasn't. Maybe one who hasn't, but all of them.
But Lily, can I ask you a question? An honest question.
Look, colonizers are looking out for each other. George Cook says, no, Saint, check your shirt. It's showing where you work. Go ahead, colonizer love.
Well, listen, white people going, see? There's the difference.
See the difference?
You motherfuckers would have let me have my shirt open. You know what I mean? Showed the address and everything. Be like, yeah, everyone stand up for a second. Anyway,
my best
Lily,
said they all do. So yeah, I was right. They all do.
Lily, let me ask you something. Do you think in that state, because I believe we spoke about this, you know what I mean, briefly a bit. I said, I'm not gonna lie, I see the problem, or maybe the difficulty of upward mobility if you got two gay black men in a relationship.
Oh, I told you I would never show my partner for that reason. Like coming up, I was like, I feel like that would work against me. They wouldn't let me go past a certain level with black on black success and love, and we might, and they possibly adopt black children or make black children. Like, no.
This shit is funny. They making Jussie Smollett's.
Juicy Smollett.
That's funny. Let's dissect this. Let me see what happens. Let's see what happens. I'm sick of humans thinking more of blacks being conditioned to think we need to be mixed with other races to be beautiful. Wait a minute now. Okay.
Here we go.
Wait a minute now.
We're going down the deep hole now.
Oh, we listen. Get your scuba gear on. Okay. One of the most coveted, loved, fuckable, wanted, standard black women in Hollywood is Halle Berry. Is she not?
Yes, she is. I would say, like, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's pause right there.
Yeah.
Halle Berry's mama looks like No Saint.
Yes, she does.
Halle Berry's mama is white.
Yes.
Yet she's deemed to be one of the most beautiful women, black women in Hollywood. So are we gonna cap on today? And because I love when people say, hey, we gotta stop thinking that you gotta mix with white people to be beautiful. We gotta stop thinking that. Yet you walk into any black barbershop, and if someone asks the group of men, would you pick a Halle Berry or a Keke Palmer? They're probably going to throw brushes at you and clippers. Because how dare you think that they would prefer a Keke Palmer over one of the most beautiful black women in Hollywood, Halle Berry. So are we going to keep it a hundo today? Are we going to keep it a hundo?
So this is just not to say, Kiki has her thing. She's a cute girl, but that's a steep hill. That's a very steep hill. You know what I mean? Halle Berry, that's a very, very steep fucking hill. But yeah, of course, most people won't admit that. Most people won't admit that. Because in order to admit that, okay, guess what? I'm gonna put myself on the hot seat. I'm gonna put myself in the hot seat right now. And I'm gonna admit something. I am attracted to women who mostly have long hair, who have doe eyes. You know what I mean? In terms of complexion, she either has to be. I'm very weird with that. She either has to be a very cool dark or light, like like Jen, or maybe lighter than Jen, and somewhere in the middle, like Lily's complexion and shit like that. But I tend. Fuck it, I'm just saying. I tend to like women and be drawn to women who most people would say, oh, those are classical Euro features, and those were, adjacent to Euro features. And I don't know. I really don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I just know what I like. I just know what I like ever since I was a fucking kid. I'm not. I don't like a big, huge fucking nose, a big Neanderthalic fucking forehead, a block-shaped head. Like there are some some Haitian women that I look at where I'm just like, ooh, that head is as big as mine. That's not sexy.
First of all, I commend you on your honesty. Let's start there. And I want to dissect that. But first, let me answer Black American Road. Yes, I do make collard greens, sir. Do you want some? Yes, I make collard greens.
Weird.
Thank you for the honesty. Let's stop right there, because automatically they'd be like, oh, you like your preferences. Sinji would be like, oh, you see another black guy. But if there was a white woman with a huge forehead and a huge fucking nose, I guarantee you'd be like, fuck no.
Nah,
that's true.
Nah, that's like that, like Roseanne Barr and Rosie O'Donnell and people and women like that. It's just like, oh, that's
right.
Nah.
That is what I go.
Go ahead.
No, that is. I've been sitting there biting my tongue this whole time on some of the stuff we've been talking. Maybe I'll circle back around and get it. But that's what I'm talking about. I'm like, I do have sort of preferences, right? I do, but I don't rule out anybody as being beautiful. I've seen dark-skinned black women that, if they would give me the time of day, I would say yeah. And I've seen white women the same, and Asian women. So it's to me, it's like, but there are, people have a right to have preferences, and I realize in the black community, it's a little bit difficult because of the history and because what's been shown on TV is beautiful. So It's like an open womb. It's like a scab, right? And every time I come on the show, I listen and I'm like, man, there's a lot of trauma. Of trauma because these are things that I don't even, there are white people that are like, that have a problem with, dating with people of other races. And the same stupid thing. You're gonna ruin the gene pool, the ridiculousness of, But we all know that you can just go and look at some of these NBA stars that married white women, that have white kids, that are like Blake Griffin, who married a white woman. Their kids look white now. There's no such thing. Yeah. Nobody's going extinct. Okay, nobody's going extinct. That's just a myth. You mix, and it's just gonna eventually. So, and another thing is, it bothers me because, and I can prove it, and I know Jen doesn't. I can prove it by haplogroups that my ancestors come out of East Africa. My ancestors by haplogroups, and this isn't science that is going to change. So, I still say we all have come from the same places, and we've had variations, but it's really ridiculous. I get it. We have cultures, we have tribes. But to me, it's just it's one of those things that I'm sitting there like, God, this just doesn't. Well, I'm not unusual. I think other people think like me too. It's just like kind of ridiculous.
Well, I'm
going to worry about it. But I get
Since I was young, I've always asked myself this question, and I'm still asking myself this question. Like, when it comes to these preferences that we all have, how much of it, especially when it comes to the more superficial stuff like the skin color and the nose, like how much of that is real versus what's been put in front of us and told this is the standard of beauty? I asked myself this question because I remember coming up in the 80s and 90s, back then, I'll be sure, and the light skin, and that was always the preference at that time. And I remember like feeling that pull in that way, like this is what's and I'm like, I don't like that. I've never liked light skin like men. Like it's just never been my thing. But it's not like I won't date them. It's just not my preference. You get what I'm saying?
I get you, yeah.
Yeah. And so like I'm gonna always go to the more melanated guy first. He might not even be the most good looking, right? But so I even asked myself that, like, with some of the preferences that I have, I'm like, is that because that's what's put in front, or is that,
but Lily, that can work both ways. Like someone can like dark skin and black skin and big nose because they kept telling them, yeah, this is what you're supposed to be with, and you better not stray from here. So it could work. It could work both ways.
Because I think I go against the opposite just to be an asshole. I don't know. That's why I asked myself that question, because I'm like, I don't like. Maybe because they keep trying to push me that way. Maybe I'm going. You get what I'm saying? So I always
absolutely,
ask myself that
absolutely.
question.
I was same. I was never. I never in life dated somebody because of their complexion. Those aren't the things that I look for. Never ever. Plus, my father looks like Haran. My mom, she looks Irish. So I was on. I had both spectrums in my home, right? But I've never looked at a guy and be like, I'm not going to date him because he's dark skinned. Or I'm not. Now, I will say this. I'm a very visual person. I'm an artist, and I enjoy me. It has nothing to do with someone put something in my head or the media only showed white people or red. I'm an artist. I like contrast. When I'm having sex with a man, I like to see where I stop and he starts. If I have sex with someone, my complexion is lighter than me, in my opinion, if I'm looking in the mirror and we're fucking, it doesn't turn me on as much as someone who has melanin, because you can see when his hand is on you. If that man is, and I'm a very visual creature, if that man is darker than me, when he has his hand on me, It is a clear contrast, and that turns me on.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with, oh, they told me to do it. So would I probably pass on a yellow bone? Yeah, because I'm already thinking with that mouth doing, I'm like, he's gonna look beige on me. My legs are beige. It's just not. It's not. You know what I mean?
So nothing but beige, beige.
Right. I'm a very weirdly visual creature, and it has nothing to do with. I just don't. I grew up with a brother, freckles, red hair. He's very beige, got pink nipples. Not my thing.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, and that's why I don't understand. And I know people in the panel, we say we don't give a fuck. I get that, but I don't understand that the people that do care about what other people's preferences are.
Well,
Because
they're
of the
projected.
trauma. I mean, because of the trauma.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, when I was younger, when we're talking like maybe first grade, like your first grade. So I didn't know anything about, colorism and shit like that. My mother didn't teach me shit like that. We didn't give a fuck. So I'm in first grade, and all I know is that one of the girls that I saw at that time ended up being my first girlfriend, and I thought she was absolutely amazing. She was a Spanish girl. You know what I mean? She was a Spanish girl. She had that long hair. You know what I mean? She had that complexion.
What ethnicity? What was that? No saint.
What the fuck was that? You see, it comes out eventually.
No saint trying to get cut.
It comes out eventually. Even no saint.
What?
Even no saint.
Haran, what ethnicity? Because black
She was
people
Puerto
think
Rican.
everybody. Okay, that's
she's
not
Puerto Rican.
Spanish. That's not Spanish.
You know what I mean?
She speaks
Sorry.
Spanish.
She speaks Spanish. Excuse me.
Okay.
She but she was Puerto Rican, and all I knew is that she was just beautiful to me. You know what I mean? Her eyes, her mouth, her hair, and so on and so forth. I didn't know anything about, getting into self-hate and shit like that, and whatever. I wasn't taught these things and these kind of concepts. I didn't learn those things and ideas until I got older from other people.
But could that be in our DNA too?
Listen. Black American royalty, you are correct, sir.
Right. A nigga from Fordham Road.
You are correct, sir. Salute. You are correct, sir. You are correct.
Fordham Road.
But can it also Fordham Road is a stomping ground, so salute. But can it also be, right? Haran, you grew up in a brown and dark skin environment in your home. Can it be because Cynthia G pushes the exoticals, but you in a white town are exotic.
Right.
You in Africa, sorry, sir, you are not exotic.
Right.
No.
Right?
No.
So can it just be that we are always, we're human beings, we're curious, you know what I mean? So it's like, I go to Puerto Rico, I'm not exotic. Right? I go to China, Africa, they can be like, oh my God, you're different.
Yes.
And I think that's natural for us, where it's like people don't even, like, they condemn us and villainize us because it's like, bitch, I just want to try a different flavor.
Right.
I have a theory. I have another theory though. And it's in a very uncomfortable theory. Very uncomfortable theory.
Well, we've been uncomfortable all night right here.
Okay, so here it is. Beautiful black women, or exceptionally attractive black women, or exceptionally attractive and beautiful black women women of color, they have a degree of privilege. You women can attest to the fact that you have some degree of privilege. You can contend to that, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So now, here's the thing. Here's the kicker. Black women who are average or who are less than average or just downright ugly, they have absolutely no privilege. Now, here's the other kicker. You can be average white woman and an ugly white woman, and you still have privilege, though. So there's this uncomfortable thing where it's just like, if you're a person of color, your best bet at any degree of privilege is to be attractive.
I'm glad that Adam Hearn said Kelly Rowland standard, because I did throw out. Sometimes I throw out testers on my Facebook. Just to observe people and see what topics we're gonna have. So I had posted a picture of Juwanna Man, the movie Juwanna Man, and I said, "Oh shit!" I scrolled by this and I thought it was Kelly Rowland. So there was I got 2 pages on Facebook. So there was a lot of backlash, and I'm okay. I'm sorry. That picture looked like early Kelly Rowland.
No.
To me.
I saw what you were saying when because it did give you early Kelly Rowland. I really did.
Early.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I was like, damn. Sure.
And some guys was like, no, Whitney Houston, whatever. When I saw it, I thought it was, early. It gave me, it was reminiscent.
No early Whitney Houston.
It was early. It was reminiscent. No, not early Whitney Houston. Bobby Brown, crackhead Whitney Houston. They were saying. Oh. Okay, so anyway, so here's my point, right? That I got a lot of backlash because there was a lot of cap going on. This is something else I've seen. Okay. I've seen when Black men talk a lot of shit about melanin, Black power, Black love, blackity black. Lily, you know where I'm going.
Don't go there.
Blackity black women are beautiful, and they'll post them on their Facebook, and they're posting, look how statuesque and this Black Grace Jones and Serena Wood. And then what do we say? Follow them home, or simply follow them DMs. Okay, they're all talking to and wanting women that look like me. All that shit y'all are talking. Oh, the Black power, Black woman, blackity black. You follow them home, they're either with an exotical or a white chick. So there's a lot of cap going on. It seems like I wasn't allowed. And you know me, I tell everybody to fuck off eventually. But it seems like I wasn't allowed to say that. I didn't deem Kelly Rowland attractive, mainstream attractive. There's like, you're not ugly, right? Because there's a difference. I'm not saying that she's ugly. I never said that. I wouldn't say that. There's ugly. Okay. And we all know what ugly is, though we all of a sudden pretend not to know. But I don't think she's ugly. I also don't think she's attractive or mainstream attractive. Not for me. Now, men, the majority of men will fuck anything. So they're like, oh, she fine. But again, I put the tester out. If you had a Kelly Rowland and a Halle Berry, you'd punch Kelly Rowland in the throat to get to Halle Berry. But nobody wants to admit that because that's the woman y'all use. That is the woman y'all use. That's why I say Halle Berry.
That is the woman y'all use.
Thank you, Lily. That's the standard. That is the woman y'all use. You pedestalized Halle Berry. I didn't. I didn't do it.
And we pedestalized Denzel, who was a more melanated and so yeah.
I keep saying Halle Berry because y'all did that, not me. So it almost seems like there's so much cap going on. And going back to your point earlier, Haran, you can be unattractive in any fucking shade. But it seems like if you say that someone who is dark or brown is not attractive, you're anti-black, you're racist. How dare you? And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. No one is exempt from being deemed unattractive. But what bothers me is all the fucking cap, because all the motherfuckers who was on my Facebook, she attractive. She more fine than Beyonce. You a motherfucking lie. You's a lie. Because if Beyonce had her legs cocked and Kelly Rowland had her legs cocked, and they said, you can only pick one, brother. You can only pick one. You'd kick Kelly Rowland off the bed.
I mean, well, can we just put this,
Beyonce has halitosis.
Hold on.
Allegedly.
And you would cover her mouth.
Can we?
Why are we talking about me? Why are we talking about me? Lily's having
you in general. I'm saying the most men would cover her bad breath mouth and get the stroking. Right. Yeah, I'm not about the cap on the night.
Let's go ahead and put this to rest. Let's go ahead and put this to rest. On Tinder, right?
Go ahead.
What is the stats on Tinder with somebody? What people were saying, like the you get what I'm saying? Let's put this to rest.
Ooh. What was the stats?
Who
No, we
controls class?
the dating stats. The dating stats.
On all of
Oh,
the
the dating stats were that white men were the most coveted by all races of women.
Who
And the
does the
least
worst? Who does the worst on dating apps?
black women and Asian men.
and
Okay.
Black women,
particularly
Asians.
what? And then if you go down deeper, you know it's gonna be darker black women.
Yeah, darker,
It's gonna get
darker.
the
Black
brunt
women.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah, that was it. That was it.
So there, so there was a lot of cap going on, and this is the picture. To be clear, because I even said, I'm talking about early Kelly Rowland. Now she has the best wigs, the best lighting, the best makeup artists. These girls get more money and they get a glam squad and they look amazing. But this is the fucking, I said early. I was very specific, coño, estúpidos. I was very specific. I said early Kelly. I said early Kelly Rowland. Early. This is what I said. Early. I said early. Right? Like, nah, she finer than Beyonce. I always thought she was the best looking one. You's a fucking lie. You are a lie, sir.
We can say we could. I'd hit, but all that finer than Beyonce shit at the time. Let's not get crazy.
Let me be clear. Beyonce ain't that fine. She just light skin. Let's she's a regular light skin.
I agree.
I don't like
keep
her
it
teeth.
real. She's
like
a
her
regular light skin girl.
I'd
I
take
agree.
I'd take Beyonce. I'd take her breath with Beyonce's looks.
Oh shit. Oh shit. I'm glad. This is why I love the block. I am glad we're getting the fucking truth out, because all over social media there's so much cap, and I always follow the motherfucker home. Follow the motherfucker's DMs. Y'all talk a lot of black is beautiful, black love, black, and you follow these motherfuckers home and just look at their follows. Look at their follows. Now, with that said, there are men out there with penises that will stick it in anything that has a 98.6 degree temp.
Yeah.
They will fuck anything, any color, shape, age, whatever, the X, the nougat. There's some guys that are out there like that. And anything they could poke it in, they run around with their dick. You can
poke it and turn it around. And
right. Anything that they could put it in. However, there's a lot of cap going on. Now, can we peel the layers back? It's because of trauma. It's because the media says that the lighter skinned girls are, but those are semantics. I just want to deal with the fucking tangibles. There's a lot of cap that goes on.
Well, you're right. And when I bring up the whole semantics, I'm just saying that's keeping people from being honest. When I talk about the trauma, I think it's keeping people from being honest and trying to keep other people in line to the struggle, maybe. Like try to make someone feel less than, or try to say, well, you're selling out, things like that. Mm-hmm. It's another way to maybe like Twitter mob somebody, like that's what I think, because that's what I'm talking when I say there's a lot of trauma and there's a lot of things and a lot of like Haran was honest tonight, and I don't think he's going to get any pushback from people. But I mean, if he was in a bigger group of people, he might get pushback for that.
I'm sure I would.
You know what I mean? But I mean,
we're all getting pushback.
But that's what I think the trauma. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of trauma. There's a lot of things that keep people from being honest, because maybe other people that would criticize Haran in their mind maybe think the same way. maybe maybe they're thinking, well.
I like this comment, and here's why, right? Yeah. Mark Randall said, Kelly Rowland was always the most beautiful of them. I love her. Mark Randall is a white man. Okay? And I notice when white men,
they go dark.
You notice they go dark, right, Lily? Mm-hmm. White men
and statuesque.
Dark.
And statuesque. They don't go.
Right. They go dark. Bone. Right. They go dark, and they don't go Lizzo. They go dark and they go statuesque. So this, for Mark Randall saying this, I feel like it's not cap, because when you notice when white men go for black women, they're usually darker brown skin and they're statuesque, or they got the model look, so they're very thin. Mark Randall ain't checking for Lizzo though. So it's not just, I like black women. It's thin, statuesque, brown or black. That contrast be popping. They're exotic to a white man.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're speaking some truths here. However, in the average hood, to a black man, to a black hood, right? If Kelly Rowland was walking down the block, this picture that I showed you here, if she was walking down the block, black would die. Don't nobody want a bone but a dog. That bitch gotta eat. She ain't got no ass.
Yep. All of that.
She ain't got. That's what would happen in our neighborhoods, and I'm not gonna let y'all cap tonight. I'm not gonna let y'all do it. It's not happening on the block. We understand. It would not happen in a community of black and brown people. She'd be the stick of the block, the skinny bitch. Oye, flaca. That's how Puerto Ricans would address her. Mira, flaca. That's how. But to a white man, you notice white men and men with a lot of money don't like them big bitches with the BBLs and the big tits. That's a whole other show, though. Let's get into it. They don't like that. Those women are appealing to dudes usually in the hood because they like bigger shit. They usually don't have shit or own shit. So they want the biggest thing they could get, the big TV, the big rims, and a chick with the big ass and the big titties. Let's talk about it. Ooh, are we telling too much truth tonight?
Wait. I will say one thing.
Who's gone to school with both races, that is not a lie at all. Like one thing I remember growing up around white guys in school, they did not want no meat or no bones. You better not have no damn.
I'm the outlier. I'm just an outlier.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Growing up,
but no, saying you're an outlier with everything. Yeah. So I already know what way you're gonna go.
No, but no, I'm not being. But I'm being totally honest. In high school,
I said you're an outlier.
Yeah. But
you're honest. You're an outlier. Like Mark Randall. That is. And we see in society with celebrities, when you look at a David Bowie, who did he get with? When you look at a Seal, the singer, who did he get with?
Right.
Those men like the skinny, tall, that's money to them. It's accomplishment. Like if you can get a tall model, statuesque girl that you can take to the gala, 34, 24, 34 measurements with a pretty face, that to them is a status symbol. In the hood, Kelly Rowland would be a fail to a black man because they would say, oh, your bitch ain't got no ass. Right. Your bitch ain't got no titties. However, in the hood, if they can get them a Bernice Burgos or Erica Mena or a Serena Williams, someone with big old titties and a big old ass, that's an accomplishment in the hood. Yo, you got a dime, bruh. It's not going to be a Kelly Rowland. It's going to be the chick with the fat ass and the big titties. More is more in the hood. Now, when you start climbing the ladder and guys are making more money, they want that model on their arm. And what looks like money in those circles, 34, 24, 34 in the gown. That's the status symbol in those circles. So it's a culture thing. We're not about the cap. Oh, Kelly was
what's really funny is that the same thing that Jen is saying right now. I was literally trying to tell a group of young black men the reason why you would bring a particular girl to a high-end function and you would leave this other girl where the fuck you found her. And they just couldn't understand it. And I will say this though. Y'all can come for me if y'all want on this one. And I know I know what I know. Yes, there are white men who are into the big butts, big ass, blah blah blah, BBL, whatever the fuck you want to call it. They're into that, but it's a kink, and they go to the whorehouse for that. Or they fuck them in the shadows. You know what I mean? It's usually some shit that they have on the side, no one knows about. But in the daylight, in public, yes, they have the measurements that you're discussing. Now, here's another thing too. This is why racism, the concept of racism, is such bullshit on the end at the end of the day. Because if black people was really bothered about this racism shit, y'all really was bothered about this thing that you claim to have for white people, you wouldn't be sticking your penis in anything white, and you wouldn't be cracking your legs open for anything white. You just mad because you ain't winning. So the best way for you to think that for you to win is to crack open your legs for something white, or get stuck, stick your dick in something white. Because at the end of the day, they whooped your ass, they took everything from you, but you're still not that mad at them. And it's okay to accept that, because at the end of the day, they're still in power. Because no matter what anyone tells you, as long as you're in power, people will accept the fact that your foot is on their fucking neck. Because at the end of the day, you're still in power. So people will have no problem being a bitch, whether that's a man or a woman.
Haran, I'm about to spill some beans on that note. If you guys recall, when I was on Cynthia G, okay, Cynthia was mad cool. She made the most sense. Okay, I think Lily, you saw it, or I don't know.
Just a clip.
She was mad cool.
Yeah,
now the 3 other women that were there were trying to come for me, right? My identity, what I identify as, and the black thing and the Latin. Okay, I have never in my life, I've said this before here, ever in my life cracked my legs for a Caucasian. I'm 49 years old. I have never in my life cracked my legs for a Caucasian, 49 years old. I just don't see the need for it. I just don't. There are too many men of color on the planet. We're talking Native American, Black, Latino, Cuban, Colombian. There's just too many. I don't even have enough years left on the planet to try all the beautiful melanin that exists. That is why I don't consider white men. I'm like, I can't even finish over here. I'd love to fuck 5,000 men of color, right? But our vaginas aren't built to fuck 5,000 men of color. My point is that there's so much beauty that's surrounding me with melanin that I just don't see the need to step out. That's just my preference, my opinion, okay? Now, hold on to that point. When I was on Cynthia G, the 3 women, not Cynthia G, she was mad cool and she got it. Okay, she got the point. She understood what the controversy was about, why I was on her show and all of that. The 3 women, one of them was sitting there with half white kids, questioning. Okay, now I've never cracked my legs for a white man. This bed wench was sitting there questioning my identity, me being indigenous. The other 2 were divestors. They were all about dating white guys. Okay? Talk about, we're going to check her. We're going to check the Genesia girl. Yeah. All 3 of them. I don't know about Cynthia G's business. I just know the other 3 because they spoke about it. They spoke about their mixed kids. They spoke about divesting and what have you. So and going back to what you said, Haran, that racism shit is fake. You racist up until the point you cracking your legs for a white man.
Right.
You racist up until that point.
Right.
But I was the problem, and I've never cracked my legs for a white man. Just not my thing. I just don't see a need. It's not that I hate white people. We love No Saint famously.
We have white friends. See?
We have white friends. Some of my favorite teachers were white. Okay.
Ironically, we sound like black people. We sound like white people right now explaining their racism.
I do. I got white friends. I have actually 1 or 2 very good white friends, right?
Yeah, man. Like my phone's made by a white person.
I mean, I still would not let them know where I keep my ammo, but we're very good friends. Okay.
Hell no.
We're very good friends. But with that said, I love that point that you made, Haran, because a lot of people that play around with this racism, you would crack your fucking black legs for a white man. Do not come from me about racism or my identity or how I identify. It's hypocrisy. It is hypocrisy. And we've had that argument here before where black men marry white women.
And it's your business if you do that. I'm not against that.
We've had that hypocrisy here before where black men are up here questioning blackness or whatever, and then they go home and skeet into a white woman and make half white kids. So I'm just talking about the hypocrisy. That is it. You can fuck who you want. You can have babies with a dog if it'll let you. I do not care. I solemnly swear, I do not care. But what bothers me is when you're coming for me and my identity and you're cracking them wide, okay, for Chip Hardy.
Right.
Chip Hardy is all in between your legs, okay? And then you're coming for me and my identity. That's the thing that bothers me. But I don't care. Like, go out and have 10 white babies. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
And to be clear, just to let everyone know, if you're not aware, yes, I've actually slept with a white woman before.
I mean,
Get the hell off my damn stream, Haran. I said all of that. I'm like, power to the people. Militant as fuck.
look, no Saint ain't even married to a white woman.
But
No Saint don't even want him, Haran.
but listen, there's a different. Me personally, I wouldn't marry a white woman. I wouldn't get involved with a white woman to that extent. Have I showed Miss Bessie a few things? Yes, I have. Yes, I didn't,
Let me tell you, David Dillon is a big supporter of the show. His wife is white, right? David Dillon? I recall she's not like Italian or anything or light Latina, right? I believe his wife is white. But David Dillon is so fucking cool. He's not one of these people who throws around the black power fist and you're good. And it's like, if I follow you home, sir.
Oh.
If I follow you home.
My brother
your mouth.
My brother, like he says, because he's married to a white woman. He said whenever a conversation like this pops, like he excuses himself and goes where he goes.
We need to make something clear here. We need to make something clear here. First of all,
did
y'all in the chat.
Did somebody just call Lenny Kravitz gay?
Anyway, just to make
he's saying he would go gay for Lenny Kravitz.
Oh, my go gay guy. Oh, okay. All right.
To make a few things clear, you know what I mean?
Let's clear them up.
In the chat. Let's be clear here.
Yes.
Yeah, I know you think you got your gotcha moment, but no, I'm not the quintessential black power guy. I keep my foot on the necks of you motherfuckers. Oh, because you motherfuckers are performing under the table. I'm always putting my foot on the necks of black people. Talking about how you motherfuckers ain't doing what you're supposed to do. About how you know what I mean? No. Don't turn me into, you know what I mean, the motherfucker that's in constant support of you just because I done fucked a white woman. No. See, I'm real enough to say that I did that. You did it, and you probably over here throwing stones at me. You see, you're probably a, you know what I mean, and you know what I mean, an undercover, you know what I mean, person, so on and so forth. You're probably a divester, and so on and so forth. You're probably a person who's knee deep in self-hatred. You know what I mean? But you want to project on me.
I can't wait I can't wait for our show to blow up and all these clips are gonna go viral. They're gonna be like,
oh my goodness. Somebody in the chat, said in the chat, I look like a dude that would fuck a white woman. Like, really? What does that look like? Like a guy with a Nike with a New York cap on and a t-shirt?
Miss Gemini says Jennifer Lopez has thin lips and broad shoulders, very masculine, because Jennifer Lopez is a white woman. I keep telling people that. Jennifer Lopez is a white woman who speaks Spanish. Jennifer Lopez is a white woman that speaks Spanish. That is why she looks like that. That woman didn't open her mouth or wave that Puerto Rican flag and you saw it anywhere, you'd be like, that's a white woman.
Right.
That's a white. They're a white Latins. She's a white Tino. That's what I call them. A white Tino. Not a Latino. A white Tino.
Yep.
Okay, blah blah blah, yada yada. Some of these comments.
I mean, it's really, some of y'all are just really like, I really feel bad for y'all. I genuinely do. I genuinely really feel bad for some of you in the chat, man.
Sarah. Okay, Sarah. Well, Sarah got some intel. Sarah C says they're only bigging up Kelly Rowland because Kitten Heels said she's hotter than Beyonce. That could be it. Because these guys follow. Follow.
And this did say that?
I heard he said that. Yeah, I heard.
Okay.
I heard he said that.
Yeah,
I heard that before. Yeah. Oh wow. George Cook said I don't follow Beyonce, so I'm not sure what she looks like. I just saw a picture of Beyonce without makeup. There's a lot of cream in her coffee. Just saying. Yeah, Beyonce. I mean, they Creole, right?
They're Creole. Mm-hmm.
Look, man. Look, man. If your baby mama is 5 or less, you shouldn't be fixing your mouth to sit here and talk about who you will or won't hit. I'm just saying.
I get. Yep.
Because clearly, you had no problem putting in your life's work and sweating and humping and crying and wailing into another human being, you know what I mean, who would be considered average at best. So to sit around here, you know what I mean, with all these standards, it's just kind of wild to me, you know what I mean, when I see a lot of these guys do it, man.
And let's get something clear, George.
I
got a problem with everybody tonight. Everybody got a problem. Let's
set some things clear, George. She may or may not have cream in her coffee. I mean, a lot of Black Americans, whether it was forced or not, have some cream in their coffee. Not all, but you can go to Africa and find people who've never had cream in their coffee that have lighter skin. So it's really... just because someone has light skin doesn't mean they have cream in their coffee.
Oh my God, man! Ain't that the most funniest shit ever, man? No, Saint. That's the white version when he was like, "Now let's make something clear, George." That's the black version of like, see, what you're not gonna do is.
There are Jen. There are people in Africa that are all different shades of color that have not had interaction with
Okay, hold on. Okay, not a white man done lost his mind. Okay.
What happened? Because everybody's just wild tonight, man. What's going on here?
Everybody's high tonight. It is in the air. There are people all over the world, right, that are light skinned, right? But you're saying there are people in Africa. Of course, there are people in Africa who are light skinned. What does that mean? Riddle me this, Batman. Because I'm just like, I'm at a loss for words now. It doesn't mean they have cream in their coffee. How did they get light then? Do tell. How did an African, I'm talking about how did an African get light if there's no cream in their coffee? Because remember, Africa,
listen, Africa has the most diverse genes in the world. Mm-hmm. They have the dumbest people, they have the smartest people, they have the tallest people, they have the shortest people. Mm-hmm. You don't have to be mixed to get light skin. That's what I'm saying. It's not like everybody was one color in Africa and suddenly there was mixing and they got lighter. There are light people in Africa that don't have admixture from other races.
Wait a minute, but then that goes against, you told me, you sat here, colonizer. Yeah. You sat here and told me that white people were spawned from the darkest of the dark African. Didn't you say that?
No, I said that white people, that all people were out of Africa is what I said. All people were originally spread.
They were all out of
Pangea.
Africa.
Yes.
Out of Pangea.
Okay, they were all they were all out of Africa. So you're using that to rationalize that's why Beyonce's light skin?
No, I'm just saying he's making an assumption that she's got a lot of cream in her coffee. And I'm saying she may. But that's not a guarantee.
She does.
I'm saying she's Creole. She's Creole, man.
But she does.
And they're proud of their cream. They're so proud of their cream. The Creole community.
But my point
was that you can't always look at somebody and say, "Oh, they're mixed." That's all.
There was literally a sect in a town where Creoles stayed back in the days of antebellum. There was literally a space where they stayed and they enjoyed their privilege there. And
I live amongst Creole people.
Well, there you go. No saints. There you go.
Yeah, they love their cream. They're very proud of their skin, and they want to keep it that way.
Yeah, you're right.
But I think that we can agree that the majority, I would say, I'm not talking about Egyptians and the Greeks and the middle of Egypt, and I'm not talking about that. I think we can agree that the majority of Black people with the cream in their coffee was because of slavery and the diaspora and all of that. It's not like, Africa spawned a bunch of light-skinned kids.
I mean, we can sit here and say that when they opened the door on the ship, like a good 1,000 light-skinned people didn't fall out the fucking ship.
That's my point.
We can contend that most likely didn't.
I didn't get off the ship. I didn't get off the ship. Like, where are we going?
You know what I mean?
Where are you taking us?
The first motherfucker that caught a whip we can all say that there's a 99.9% chance he was black as hell. You know?
I didn't get off that motherfucker,
We-
okay?
That's
No.
what
No.
we're saying.
I was born on the plantation.
I don't even think I got
2-3
off of there,
generations.
Jen. I don't even
Hello?
think my ass got off of there.
You did not, Lily.
I most likely got off. You know what I mean?
You.
Most
Yeah.
likely I got
Haran,
off.
you got off the ship.
Yeah, I most likely got off.
Nami.
And I was most likely in the field.
I came not even probably 1 generation, 2 generations after
Right,
you
right.
got to the plantation.
Absolutely.
Okay, first it was Lily was the first generation.
Yeah.
Then came me. And
Mhm, right.
then we were in the house kneading dough.
Now, there you go. And what a wonderful America we have now.
Oh, it's
Full
amazing.
of,
Beautiful.
you know what I
Melting
mean?
pot.
what
Oh my
did
God.
Adam Hearn say? Oh, so love, bro. So love, man.
Whatever. Yeah, so
Adam Hearn.
I hope y'all hitting the like button. This is good fucking entertainment. This is good YouTube. This is good fucking YouTube, man. Best fucking YouTube ever.
That show on YouTube. Don't play.
Okay, listen. No Saint was like, hold up now. No Saint got froggy. He said, hold up now.
Look, you know, from my perspective, though, I will say one thing. From my perspective, look, if there's anything in your life that you want to actually take advantage of that will help you progress your life, that will help you obtain some degree of privilege, you don't owe it to anybody to not take advantage of that shit. I don't give a fuck what it is.
I agree.
Okay, you know what I mean. I don't give a fuck what it is. You don't owe me nothing, man. I can have my opinions all day. You know what I mean. You know, a lot of people that have. You guys can have your opinions all day for me. I turn the computer off eventually, and I gotta go pay my bills. I gotta go feed my kids. So you know what I mean. What you really think, or what I even think about you, does it really matter? Like, you know what I mean. So go out there and win, man. Win however you feel like winning, and however you can get it.
So, Haran, tell me, have you know about this? And Jen, you most likely know about this too.
Mhm.
Black families that purposely inbreed to keep it light. You know,
Yes.
that's
I heard about that. I heard of that.
Yeah, they so especially down here in the New Orleans area, the Creoles, they would marry within each other. Sometimes they'd marry cousins because they had a certain privilege that black people that weren't Creole, they were in the middle of the white. Especially, it was different here in Louisiana because of a rule under France. They had a different way of looking at it. So white people were at the top, then the Creoles, and then the black people were at the bottom. So they wanted to keep that privilege, you know, as long and you know, we all know some of the history. They owned slaves, some of them owned slaves and things like that as well. But yeah.
Mark is stupid. Mark Randall said Jen told me once she choose a black dwarf over a hot white guy. That is correct. You guys are hitting it out the park in the chat. You guys are hitting it out the park in the chat. That is correct. I will say this though. It's not like I haven't seen attractive white men. There are, right? I just don't need them in between my legs. Is that okay? Is that okay?
I just don't want no pink meat.
That's another thing, right? I would be afraid to like unzip a man's pants and that shit just falls out pink. I would be so devastated and rape plantation, rape dick.
Just looking like uncooked meat.
Yeah,
I don't like my penis as the colors of chicken breast. I will pass. But you know what's funny? That even like in the NBA, you notice the white guys that go with black girls that are thick, those white guys, aren't they always the hip hop white guys? Mm-hmm. You notice that? It's not the regular white guys. It's always that hip hop inclined.
You remember John B's first wife?
I've never seen his first wife, but I can imagine.
She was thick, regular black girl.
Yeah,
just from around the way, just from down the street. Like you wouldn't know she was nobody's celebrity wife, but this white boy picked regular round the way black girl.
Why do all those motherfuckers always sell weed? Like every one of the cool white boys that I knew, you know what I mean, growing up like that, they used to just always like just sell weed on the side. I don't know. Maybe it was just me that I went.
Thank you for the super chat, Adam Hearn. Adam Hearn says, Haran, talk about my milk of magnesia queen. He said milk of magnesia.
You know what I mean? Hey, man, I hope you and your baby just have a wonderful, wonderful life together, man.
New Diamond, thank you for the super chat. New Diamond says, I said what I said, and I would say it to your face.
That's right, girl.
I don't know whose face, but New Diamond would say it to your face. I don't know whose face.
Said what I said.
Okay. Tova, you know what's funny? Tova says, Jen, you should take a DNA ancestry test. You'd be surprised how much European blood you have. I wouldn't be surprised. We're all like plantation rape babies. I wouldn't be surprised at how much European blood I have. And I wanted to do that. I wanted the whole panel to do that. And then I went to see the prices, and I was like, $100 fucking for a DNA test. Fuck off. I
wouldn't want to do that.
Two of them.
Certain reasons.
You took 2 of them?
Mm-hmm.
What were the results?
I have certain reasons too.
Yeah, I don't.
I want to know. So I'm gonna be alone when opening my little DNA package.
I have reasons why I can't do it.
Well, I can't. Well, one of my reasons is I'm so sorry. No,
go ahead,
No, I just think it's fascinating. I took 2 different ones. I took one that what is it? The Ancestry.com one or whatever that shows certain. They both show different things. They both show the same thing, but they both show different things. Like one of them shows haplogroups, which is 23andMe, and the haplogroups can trace your especially like the men have the Y chromosome. You can trace that all the way back, to the area that it originated from, and then the mitochondrial as well. So 23andMe is a little bit more detailed.
Mm-hmm.
There's other ones out there that probably break things down even more. But they're both interesting, and for anybody that doubts, that doubts DNA test. I mean, I know where my mom's family migrated from through,
mm-hmm.
know where my dad's through, and they hit everything. And then Erica did. Then I did my son's, and it had going to from Colombia. It's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting. And he's got more African blood than me. My sons.
Thank you, Adam. I bet he ain't gonna claim it.
George claiming his shit.
It won't work well for him in America. Thank you, Adam Hearn, for the super chat. Adam Hearn says Ronda Rousey is black per Twitter. Black grandfather. Really?
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Man. Motherfuckers just be desperate. Yeah, I don't want to take that test because I'm afraid a 20-year-old is going to show up at my fucking door one day.
That's interesting you say that. Real quick, I had my mother's.
Yeah.
I knew my mother had an adopted child when she was 20-something. She let a child go for adoption before she was with her dad, and her son came up as like, oh, this person's, and I was like, I don't know, cousin. I contacted, found him. He was looking, trying to figure out because he was what was he? She was adopted, so he was trying to find out. And then my sister had a son. This is crazy. This happened like 2 weeks ago, and he didn't do it through like Facebook or through Ancestry. Somebody tracked. She had an adopted son. He flew in from Canada. Didn't even unannounced and knocked on the door. Unannounced. It was pretty interesting.
Yeah. I'm at that space right now where it's just I don't need that kind of negativity in my life.
Thank you for the super chat, Don Levon. Good night. But what do you mean, Haran? A kid's gonna pop up? Ancestry 23 don't tell you got kids out there.
No. It happened in my family. That's why I was looking like that. We had a 30-year-old secret exposed because of this, and it was crazy.
If they wait a minute, so the test tells you, oh, you got kids out there?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, what it does is if they take the test,
yes,
it'll say
exactly
this person is most
Exactly.
likely your father or mother.
Yeah.
Like if
Exactly.
Well,
you go take a
then
test.
I really want to take it then.
My family just went through that. Like it was a secret. Like my besties on here, it was a secret. Half of us knew, half of us didn't. And like No Saint said, if two people take it, it'll say,
Right.
hey. And so my
By the
brother called me
way,
and said, my brother called me and was like, such and such took it and such took it. And so we just sat back and I sipped slow. And
Mhm.
sipped slow. And I was rocking. And then the call came and I was like,
But see, this is
thing,
what I don't understand, Lily. I think,
and he has a black baby mother. Keith Davis said the Machine Gun Kelly types love black women, though. Yes, he has that's what I'm talking about. When it's a hood white guy, they're all about the black chicks.
Yeah.
But it won't be the you know what I mean, affluent, educated, statuesque black chick. It'll be the black hood chick. So this proves the point.
Right.
This is what I don't understand. Like we have two people here on the panel that don't want to take the DNA, and then Jen, you said you may.
Oh, I would fucking love to. I just saw the prices and I was like, I'm cynical about spending money.
Maybe I'll buy you that.
December 29.
But this is what I don't understand. There are a lot of, I noticed in the YouTube streets, there are a lot of black people that don't want to take the DNA test. And I always thought the DNA test is such a gift because it can give you an idea of where you came from. Like all that had been lost, robbed through slavery. And I'm like, fine, this is awesome. You can actually find out where your ancestors came from. And it's no longer has to be a huge, I wonder where, you know what I mean? So that's why it's always.
I'll explain this to you. I'll explain why, No Saint. Black people just don't trust the government in any situation, especially if it requires something that we got to put a pin in us, or you got to take some piece of our saliva, or you got to extract something from us, and the government is involved. Like, no, we immediately think this is some Tuskegee shit going on.
But then I also heard that people shouldn't take it because it's not like literal, it's like for entertainment purposes only, and it may be off, or it's giving people results, or sometimes it speaks generally to an area more than your actual DNA.
I can explain it to you, and the guy tomorrow would be a great person to explain it to you. So when it says like when it's saying, okay, like for me, say it's saying, okay, 20% DNA is coming out of France. That doesn't mean they're saying out of all the people that took the test, I match up with, and of the 100%, 20%, they found DNA, like a DNA link in that area. So in other words, there may be somebody that I'm related.
The more people who take the test, the more accurate it is.
Yeah, and that's why it changes. So there may be somebody in I don't know, let's just make up a country, India, I don't know, that has never taken the test. They take a test, and all of a sudden, oh, now you have like 2% India. That's what they're saying. The percentages, but it is accurate into where a lot, especially if a lot of people in Africa are taking it, which more and more people are. It will link you to a general area. But yeah, it's not gonna it's not gonna give you the town or the address or anything. But it's very good with that. It's accurate though. It's not.
I mean, I don't want the town or the area. I want the actual DNA. Like, what is my DNA makeup?
So basically, as time goes on, it will be more accurate because more people would have taken the test. So I've done a lot of research on this actually, and my thing is this: I think it's cool. I think it is right. So with everything, you have to see what your personal priorities are. Right? What's more important to you? Is it privacy? Do you have the curiosity? Which one goes over? The curiosity for me does not go over. Like for me, it's more of my privacy because they get too much of my shit. You got to come get my DNA, right? I'm not going to pay for me to give it to you, right? So, and then I was looking because there's so many terms and conditions. I'm like,
what do you think they do with your DNA?
Well, this is the thing. I looked at all of that stuff, and you signing away your DNA. You have no rights to your shit after we do it. So they're letting you know we're going to do something with it, but once you sign this away, there's nothing you can say about it. So they don't tell you what, but they're letting you know they're going to do something with it. So I don't know. That's why. So since I don't know, it's not that important for me. I'll just literally want to do it.
So,
I mean,
let me ask this, like, and I'm just being a devil's advocate. My horns are coming out of my cap.
Mm-hmm.
If the government wanted to get your DNA, they can get it very simply at a physical.
Yeah,
They can get tons of DNA at your physical. So, like, if they wanted your DNA, they have it right now. Right. Out of all the physicals you've had, Haran, I got to push back on you because you're talking about black people. If it did this, that, and that, you got jabbed, sir.
Yes, I did.
So, I mean, you know.
No, well, I'm an outlier.
Tuskegee. That shit was Tuskegee like a mug.
But I'm an outlier. But most black people, you know, I mean, they got into the concept of that, you know, they didn't want to take the jab and so on and so forth. And I understood where they stood with that. I understood where it was coming from. I didn't judge them, you know what I mean? But I also said that, you know, it's just so funny that you guys took all this time to really study why you didn't want to do that, but you didn't take that much time when you got taken to the bank with crypto. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, if
Well,
you
that's the problem.
I'm just saying. You know what I mean?
That's not Haran. That's not even a.
No,
that's
but
not,
I'm saying,
that's not a good equivalent.
if you're going to be a critical thinker, be a critical thinker across the fucking board.
Losing money like we all do a lot is not the same.
Jen, you know damn well, Jen. But some motherfuckers lost like Jen. You know damn well. Some motherfuckers lost like $100,000.
But no,
but it's not the same thing as you're injecting.
I get your point.
I get it too. But that's not the
best analogy.
No, I'll bring an analogy because the people I saw in the black community that were against the jab were the same people saying take CMOS and all these other
that Dr. Sebi shit.
Yes.
Well, I wasn't one of them.
No, I'm not saying you. Yeah,
okay, I'm like
I want to say me because I've had it twice. I knocked it out 2 days with naturally.
Okay.
With CMOS?
Because you sound like
the CMOS or the jab?
No, I have a cocktail of natural stuff that I take.
But you sound
the
same and not just me. I've given it to everybody, every person.
Right.
I've given
anecdotal.
It to,
that's anecdotal, and that's fine. Yeah. It's the same thing.
But I don't promote it. I don't just.
But it's the same thing. Like I had a guy here. I took hydrochloroquine, and it knocked it. I was like, okay, that's not a fucking scientific study.
It really is not. It's not.
Did you drink a Coke before, and did it go away with the Coke? I mean, that's the same thing. What you're saying, it doesn't.
But saying. Did you get jabbed?
I did. Yeah.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. You're saying, but here's the thing. Devil's advocate again.
Right.
You're saying CMOS and all that. That's not a scientific study. Well, the jab was, and look at the result.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the result. The result was Fauci was like, "Oops, I didn't. Did I say that? Did I say it was for? Oops." And straight from the horse's mouth. Straight from the horse's mouth. He's oops. I didn't. Did I say that it was going to do that?
Right.
I didn't really mean.
Wait.
But there was a vaccination for polio. There was a vaccination for polio, and I'm sure a couple of people died from it. But we don't have polio right now. We don't have polio a lot right now.
Well, no. What this is the thing.
I'm just saying.
No.
Oh Lord! I'm sure some men survived Tuskegee too.
Right.
Yes, they did.
What happened? Wait. What happened at Tuskegee?
Okay, we're opening up a huge thing. That's another.
It was what happened at Tuskegee was the government fucking with black bodies and lying about lying, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they were giving out free cheese. It doesn't matter if it was a jab. It doesn't matter. It was the government lying specifically to people of color. That's what happened at Tuskegee.
No, I agree, but I don't like that correlation of taking a jab, like, because a lot of people. The only reason I'm saying this, Jen, is because a lot of people say, well, in Tuskegee they gave people syphilis. I understand it was horrific and it was murder. I'm just saying that's not, to me, to compare that to a shot.
That's exactly the comparison, though. It's exactly the same.
Let me say this. If lied to you personally, as much as the government has lied consistently to black people, would you trust me?
No, I understand. No, I totally get, and I've always said I
you.
understand the mistrust. I do understand the mistrust, but the only reason I jumped on the whole is because I just wanted to make sure that, because Jen said it correctly, but there are a lot of people, and
Yeah, they do miss. They do miss.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the story, but it's still horrific either way.
Either way,
Yeah.
either way, it was the government involved lying to black people, but it's been it's a long list, and this is what I always say: once you give someone power, they're not going to just give it back. They're not going to give it back. They're not going to stop just because, oh, I got a conscience now, let me stop hurting these black people. They're not going to. So I don't trust them. I'm not going to.
So we'll close out with a modern Renaissance man talking about this, because he said this is his jam. So we'll quickly see what he has to say, and then we'll get the hell up out of here.
Yeah, at 11. Hold on, we'll be right back.
He's definitely
right. But I gotta say, like, if you follow Reza Islam, he posts so many videos of these doctors, of these scientists, of Fauci himself saying, "Oops, I didn't mean that." Oops. Well, now it's not. And the politics behind it, where in the media, they were literally putting the vaxxers and the anti-vaxxers, pitting them against each other. They literally started calling COVID the unvaccinated flu.
No,
okay?
What they were saying
that is exactly what they said. They started blaming. They started blaming the spread of the virus on people that were not vaccinated. I heard it with my own ears. They were literally calling it. They were literally calling it the unvaccinated's COVID. That is exactly what they were saying. They were literally pushing the blame on. It's not us that's doing it. It's those unvaccinated people that's spreading it. They literally said that, No Saint. And what are you talking about?
Only for them to come back and say, "Oops."
I don't even see. Listen, there's so many misquotes. I don't know what Fauci's. I don't know what statement you're talking about, because you're kind of paraphrasing. Yeah, so I don't know what you said, but I will say this: when they were saying it was the pandemic of the unvaccinated, it was simply, from my understanding, was people who were unvaccinated were more likely to have more severe reactions to the virus and more likely to be in the hospital and more likely to die.
Nope.
Not true. Not true.
Nope.
And do you know how these
Wait,
things?
Wait. He just said no. I said
we both said not true.
But what's not true about what I said?
Because in medicine, I worked in these hospitals.
Yeah.
I have it on my YouTube channel from when the stuff first came out. They give all us medical professionals this big old pamphlet right here that we're supposed to present to you guys, the patients. And most medical professionals did not do that because it was a huge money game. This right here, my friend, is all the facts when it came to when this stuff first came out and what they wanted us to present to you guys as the patients. We were supposed to tell you guys this on my channel, which is still there right now. Way back when y'all didn't even know, this stuff started hitting us in 2019, actually.
Exactly.
It started hitting in 2019.
Exactly.
And here's the deal. I have it on my channel right now where I'm telling people, guys, between Chicago and St. Louis, we do not have these people coming into our hospitals that the news them are saying that are coming into our hospitals. The people we have coming into our hospital with the most severe issues and who are passing away are those that are getting the Fauci ouchie. I'm saying this, YouTube banning my stuff left and right.
Yep.
And right. So check this out. Here I am. I actually had to get legal counsel. And I challenged YouTube and said, anybody that's in YouTube that's telling me as a medical professional that I went to school for all these years to talk about this stuff, to tell me that I'm spreading misinformation, disinformation. I want somebody at YouTube who has a medical degree to prove me wrong. I want somebody at YouTube that got this whole fact sheet that they gave to us when the stuff first started coming out to prove me wrong, to say, well, I'm spreading misinformation. They don't see my patient list. They don't see what's going on in these hospitals that I'm in and telling people what's really going on. They don't know the rules and regulations when it comes to the hospital, that if you were within 50 feet away from the hospital, that a news station can stand right there and say the hospitals are being filled, and the hospitals are not going to say anything because they're no longer on hospital property. So the news can sit there and say all day long, the hospitals are filling up. Dang on lie. Hospitals are filling up so much that they were pretty much pushing us all, hey, let's do this TikTok video and dance, while so-called people are in there dying. And also the wording that they were using. It's a difference between dying from COVID and dying with COVID.
That's how they were getting people. So, for example, on this sheet right here, this right here told us from the jump, there is no U.S. Food Drug Administration approved vaccine to prevent COVID.
Right.
This is what they gave us. That's right there. And I always want to show this because YouTube, I put it in YouTube's face. Look what it says right there. It's your choice to receive the Pfizer BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine, but then they were telling you it's mandatory.
And I told
this is coming straight from the sources who said it's your choice. But then yet, because of word of mouth and through media, they made you feel that you had to take it because people were saying it's mandated. And here's the trick. The reason why people were doing it and saying it's mandated is because people had to understand the only way it becomes a mandate is when you physically agree to it by getting it in your arm or you verbally agree to it. Otherwise, if you say no, that's not a mandate. Whoever pushes this out is called the mandator. You are the mandatee. If you agree to it verbally, or like I said, and get it physically, then it becomes mandate. Your actions is what makes it a mandate, not word of mouth, not, oh, the White House said this. No, absolutely not. But people didn't know that. So I was going around to all these multiple companies that I direct over and letting them know, guys, we're gonna be getting hit with some lawsuits. Are y'all looking at their like I'm
but they have to sign their rights away to take the shots.
Exactly. And then you not only did you sign your rights away, you signed away the right that you cannot come back and sue.
And
right?
I know so many people.
Now, again, and I want you to pay attention to the wording right here. It says that it is unapproved vaccine that may prevent COVID. There is no FDA approved vaccine to prevent COVID-19. I have it right here for y'all.
Right.
I've been looking at
unapproved vaccine that may prevent COVID-19. There is no FDA approved vaccine to prevent COVID-19. So here's a check. Yeah. If they giving us this information right here, what do I look like looking my patients in the eyes and saying, yeah, you might want to get this? I told every last one of them, no, do not do it because it's not approved. And that's where they get you at the tricky of words. That's the difference between saying something is approved and being versus something that is authorized. The FDA did not authorize it, but they approved it. That's two different things. You see what I'm saying? This is where they got a lot of people at. Then they got y'all with the commercials. Well, you get grandma sick. Oh, you know, what about your family? All
the rappers.
All right, so I got listen, you can speak
Vax that thing up.
You can speak to what you were having experience with. I'm going to tell you. Here where I work, you can look up and see. We run emergencies here. We have paramedics here. You can look up and see what hospitals have open beds. And there's a difference between filled up, like every bed's filled up, and intensive care being filled up. There's only so many rooms of intensive care, and the rest, and so that's all I'm saying. We could look. We would see what hospitals, how many people they had in it. Now, unless somebody was entering it and that was a lie. Okay,
yes.
You can go down that.
Can I say something?
If you convince everybody,
hold on. He can't prove that it's a lie. He just said yes, it was a lie. He can't prove it. He's just saying that. He doesn't know. He doesn't work down here.
No, I don't. But I'm just telling you, this is okay. So, for example, that's like telling me that, let's just say, when patients code and we try to shoot them up with like some type of, I'm not gonna say the medication because everybody use different things, and you say, oh, they don't use that to try to get people back when they're trying to revive them. I'm telling you right now, this right here was given to all medical professionals. This the same type of game that was playing across all these hospitals and saying that these hospitals and everything were filled up. But all of a sudden we had no more strokes. We had no more cardiovascular issues. We had no more lung issues. We had no more COPD.
No, I get that point. I get your point as far as saying, I get his point as far as saying that when they say somebody dies from COVID, there was some other underlying conditions.
Comorbidities.
Yes, and that's true. I mean, that's absolutely true. That I don't disagree with you there.
But saying if you convince everybody that they're going to die from a cold, they're going to go run to the hospital as soon as their nose starts to itch. Okay, and so of course the hospitals are going to be filled up because everybody's panicking. They're in fear. You know what I'm saying? Like my uncle, he stayed here because he was one of those traveling nurses that they brought in from out of town because it was so busy. And he was stayed here with me for a month. And every day he came home, he was one of those people that could have made the TikTok videos because he was like, I'm bored. There's nothing to do.
See what they said at the bottom? FDA has authorized the emergency use of Pfizer-BioNTech. The vaccine is not FDA approved.
Yes, I got that.
See the
So
trickery?
can we let me
That's not
jump
the
in real
first
quick?
but we're
Let me jump in for 1 second, just 1 second, because I think we're talking about two separate things. First of all, let me co-sign the 3 people that I knew personally who died of COVID had pre-existing conditions. All 3 were obese. One of them had MS. So all 3 already had pre-existing conditions. It wasn't just, oh, I was walking on the block, got COVID and died. They had pre-existing conditions. 2 obese, one had MS, right? I think we're talking about 2 different things. Whether or not the hospitals were full or not, and no saint to be like, yes, they were. MRM will be like, no, they weren't. I think that's a separate issue from the jab was bullshit. The jab was bullshit. Whether or not, okay, the hospitals were full or empty. It says here, he's saying it wasn't FDA approved. It was an experiment. All the people that got the jab, y'all were the experiment.
I kept telling you all the experiment, and you're supposed to get paid to be the experiment.
It didn't take years to develop. They're like, let's just throw shit out there and see how many people come in.
Yes.
And anything that, let me tell you something, anything
Not
that
true.
is fucking targeted, it is true. Anything that is targeted mostly to people of color by this government has always been, since the beginning of time, some bullshit. How can you say that's not true? No,
No, the part I'm saying is not true is they made it really quickly. They were working on mRNA for decades.
But the guy
For
who made
decades.
it said don't take it.
Yeah,
That's the
Mr.
part.
Yeah, Mr.
And then
Malone
they
said
banned
him,
from
the
everything.
guy who made himself said, do not
Don't
do
take
this
it.
because it's going to switch up and change your DNA. A lot of
That's
people
what
don't
I
even know
said
what
earlier.
the messenger RNA will go in and replicate stuff that's in your body. It comes in there with a spike protein. So here's the deal. What people don't know about it, most people that are in medicine, even if you're not even in medicine, if you went to school and you took some type of biology, cytology, or microbiology, you would know that they would tell you that when it comes to the ABCs and the 1, 2, 3s of dealing with genes, that if you know those basics, you would know that this whole thing was tricked and it was actually some shape, form, or fashion that was something that was not found in nature. So let me give you an example. Check this out. On the COVID virus itself, it has 29 spikes on it. It's called a spike protein, right?
Yep.
Check this out. If you were to contract COVID and get the virus itself, it has 29 spikes. And this is what makes this different. Most viruses, if they do have like a spike protein on it, all those spikes on their protein are all going to have the same type of genetic material to get you sick, and your body will produce antibodies to fight against it. This virus had 29 spike proteins that had 29 different genes. That's unheard of. That let us know, right? We knew from the jump, like, y'all, this is not natural. This is something that somebody had to have done. So here's the trick. If you were to contract COVID and you never got that jab, your body made antibodies for all 29 of those different genes. But if
I'm a
you got the
superhero now.
jab, check this out. If you got
I'm a
the jab,
superhero.
if you got the jab, right, and you contracted COVID, yeah, that jab took care of probably one of those 29 spike proteins, but not the other 28. And that's why people are getting it again. Oh, there's a new variant. No. Yeah, really? There's a new variant. Oh, there's Omicron. Here's. Of course it is, because you end up catching it. Was already in you already from one of the 28 genes that was on those 28 different spikes. That's why people got it again. And then once we started, if y'all would have started this early, I could have showed y'all some snippets from my channel to show y'all where I'm sitting here telling people, y'all, the people that are coming into our ER are people that are vaccinated, not the unvaccinated.
You can come back tomorrow because we're discussing Dr. Sebi, pseudoscience, and all that shit. You can come back tomorrow. You're more than welcome.
Nice.
But
I told you, my friend is one of the people who got this pass, and she said it was bullshit.
Hey,
She
I've
said
had
that
it
out of
at
her
least
mouth.
twice, and I've had it before the shot, so I must have it all covered. I had it before I got the shots. I had it after I got.
The only reason why you got it after is because once you do get that vaccine, once you did get the vaccination, check this out, and I'll show y'all the video too. If I'm here tomorrow when y'all do it, I will show you the video where they had it out there, where we have recipients out there. You are not to take no donations of anybody that got the vaccination. The reason why is because when you take the vax, we found that it wiped out all of your antibodies. It wiped out all of your antibodies, right? So American Red Cross was not even wanting your blood. They wanted the blood of people that contracted COVID and recovered from it, because now they can use those antibodies to give to the people that actually end up getting COVID to kill it off. But for the ones that are vaccinated, No, because your antibodies got wiped out. So check this out. The reason why, and I got another sheet that can show y'all that now, since y'all were the scientific study, we're able to see everything that are the adverse effects and everything that y'all got from the vaccination, not from nothing in nature, not from you getting sick, but this is an adverse reaction to the vaccination, right? So what you end up finding is this: those that actually end up getting the vaccination, when it wiped out your antibodies, what they're not telling you, it wiped out all of them. So imagine your computer that you on right now. They say your computer got a virus and it wiped out all your memory. You're talking about from when you got sick when you were two years old and your body ended up producing antibodies for a cold that you got when you were a baby. It wiped all of that out. And that's why people, I can't understand. I only got a cold. Why is it about to kill me?
Right.
It wiped out your body's memory to produce those cells, those T cells, to go and kill off that cold. It would have had no effect on you.
But
I'm
he
telling
tried
you,
to tell us that. The guy who invented us tried to tell us that, and they banned him from everything. I watched them ban this man from everything. If you posted that man, they was gonna ban you.
I read something about that guy. I have to go look it back up. I can't.
Yeah,
remember.
it was crazy.
No, I read something
and
about.
I watched people in my
I
family
think he
who
was
used to never get sick. They're always sick now.
I don't think he was all the way through on that development. I think he was early on, but anyway.
And yeah, then I'll show y'all one more thing. You know how they had people masking up and staying 6 feet apart, all that dang on stupid dumb bull crap they had us doing.
Let me ask you one question. What are you on hydrochloroquine? Where do you stand on that? Because
it works. Hydrochloroquine?
It works. That's why that's why doctors were stashing
hydrochloroquine completely.
That's why doctors were stashing it for them and their families.
Yes. Hey, check this out. We when it started happening, we kept it just in case. But the thing is, I'll tell you this, and like I said, I got this all on my channel too. I never contracted it once, and I was with and working with patients from day one. And this is what I want to show y'all. Remember how they said, 6 feet apart, blah, blah, blah. Oh, in the air. Look, when they give it to you as a medical professional, you have to list the truth of what it is. And look what they got it listed as.
What?
I can't see.
We can't see it.
Hold on, let me see if I put the screen.
Okay, there we go. I can see it now.
What, droplet?
Yeah.
It's droplet.
What about it?
It's a droplet. It's not
why
nothing.
Are you wearing a mask?
Yeah, it's not. All right. You have to be.
I always, if it makes you feel better, then
no. I get it. Listen, the mask isn't for. It's not supposed to be for you inhaling. It's supposed to be for the saliva coming out of your mouth, and it's not going to catch it all. I get that. So, what kind of a doctor are you, sir?
I do orthopedics. So I did a ton of hip replacements. I'm directing now, but that's what I did
surgery,
for several.
Right?
Yeah.
And you wear a mask when you do surgery. Why?
Because when we're doing it, we actually are talking about what we're doing. So just in case any spit particles in our face might get on an open wound. Because when you learn about it, when you get sick, the only way you can get sick is by inhalation, ingestion, or by infection, which means you got an open cut or something and the germ get in. So we don't want anything from our mouth like spit particles to get into somebody's open wound.
So I get it's not going to stop all COVID from coming out of my mouth, but it can catch some that are coming on droplets that are hitting that mask.
I think it makes you feel better, and if you feel better, that's a good thing because you're not stressed and you be less likely.
I just didn't I didn't want to talk to people, so I just liked having that mask.
I ain't giving up my mask. Okay.
When you think about this, check it out though.
It makes you feel better. Wear your mask.
And check this out though.
If you don't, you're gonna be stressed out, and then you're gonna get sick. So
who talked that close to you anyway for their spit particles to get on you?
Yeah. Some people be spitting on your face, MRM.
You talking this close to me? No.
Yeah, they'd be like, ew, they'd be like, damn, you spit. So let me ask you this, No Saint. Yeah. Because I noticed it did become a war, vaxxers versus anti-vax. They made up this war, right? If they keep people at war, then they could do all the other shit behind the curtain, right? While we're fighting each other. You're the reason why we got COVID, right? And that was just started. Why? I know you read a lot, you're well-versed, what have you, but why do you think that you know how it works? Why do you think you have the answers? And there are so many people, scientists and what have you, scientists saying don't fucking do it, doctors saying don't fucking do it. The guy who created don't, but you're saying, oh yeah, but that, when he said that, he meant blah, blah, blah. But when that guy said that, like why?
No, I go with the consensus. I go with the consensus.
Okay. So you're just going with the crowd.
No. Just because 1% of scientists say global warming is a hoax, but 99 say it's not. I'm going with the 99. So you play the odds.
Well,
Okay,
I'm gonna
Man,
go with the
despite-
person who has more to lose than the person that got more to gain. So everyone that's saying
And also,
do
you gotta
it
believe-
has more to gain, but everyone who's saying don't do it has everything to lose.
Okay, and this is why it goes into a grand conspiracy that the whole world is in on, and I just don't buy into grand
that's why. Okay.
conspiracies.
Okay.
Well, again, whenever the data and all that stuff comes out, that's when you will know that the conspiracy theorists got it right.
Exactly.
I have something in front of me
the
right
data's
now.
coming out.
They'll
The
hit
data's
one out of a
coming out.
billion.
Once everybody started getting all this stuff
conspiracies,
done in front of me right now, top 5 countries that have the highest percentage population of fully vaccinated people in their countries at a 99.9%. 4 of those countries are ranked the highest transmission in the country. So
And
99%.
so you don't play anything into that. There's some countries that like, okay, what are the stats in North Korea? Oh, what? They don't, oh, they're not, oh, what about China? Oh, what? You mean they're not letting those statistics out? The countries that have more of a free flow of information are going to have more COVID cases. And what about the African countries that they have no way, and not just African, just countries that are in poverty that have no way of tracking it?
But no saint, you sound like a Christian arguing Jesus. If you believe a certain way and you go, you're just doing what Christians do. Yeah, but God said it. That's exactly what you're doing right now because you have a bias. You're not even neutral. You're just biased. You're like, I took the shot, and I noticed a lot of people that took the shot. Wait, let me just. I'll wrap with this. I noticed that people that took the shot, they don't even want to feel stupid that they took the shot, so they come out swinging like, it works, it works.
I'm just not scared of it.
They feel a certain way.
Even
I've been in the military.
They won't. Even if they were injured, they don't want to admit it.
I'm just not scared of it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if
they're injured. They don't want to admit it.
I can't tell you. He might be 100% correct. I don't know. I'm just saying I don't feel dumb. I did what I did. I wasn't scared. But
the thing is, I understand what you're saying, but the thing is, the danger behind it is that this is the first time in history that they introduced as to jabbing you with the mRNA.
Right.
Yeah. That's
like,
the
why would you do
part.
that?
Because whenever our patients would pass away, if they, when they passed away with COVID, when we did the autopsies and everything like that, we found that there was multiple body organ systems that was completely damaged, and that spike protein wrecked shop on a lot of those organs. And like I said, because I really do care about people. I really do. I didn't, you get into school and you thinking that you're going to help people, which you do. But when you get out there and you see that they are really money driven like nobody's business, man, it's money driven. You are nothing but a number. I know that you, do the best you can. No, yeah, you can say that. Please help them. Money.
It's money.
I just think it's stupid. I'm sorry. I just think it's stupid to trust the government, and this is not race specific.
Well, hey, real quick though, that's why 70% of the blacks didn't do it.
Okay, so I think it's stupid. I think it's stupid to trust the government, this one in particular, and here's why. And this isn't race specific. And I know white people, they grow up in this country with a cape on. I'm white. I got white privilege. They don't have the traumas that we have. Their psyche isn't fucked up because they don't see, you know what I mean? They're born white, and it's like, you said here earlier, no saying, damn, I didn't know that black people and brown people went through all this shit. Oh shit, because you live oblivious to shit. You're in a white world and in a white American. That's not a bad thing.
Not a bad thing. It's just the reality.
If I was born white, I'd be like, what are them colored people talking about? I'm curious because I don't experience this thing. So I understand that. But I think it's stupid to trust a government that don't give a fuck about you when you catch cancer, that don't give a fuck about your kids in education, that don't give a fuck about what you eat, that don't give a fuck about the poison that they're feeding you with the fruit and the bread, that don't give a fuck about your life, that don't give a fuck about obesity. And this isn't race specific. It is class specific. They don't give a fuck about you. It's a capitalist society. They want your money, 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 money. But when it comes to a jab, I'm going to trust my government. It sounds insane. It sounds absolutely insane. And this particular country that has proven over and over right now, they're proving over and over again that their citizens are not their priority. They never have. And that is not race specific, because if you are poor white, you might as well be black. It is
Man.
not race specific. So I think that is stupid that out of all the shit you don't trust the government about, how horribly they treat their citizens, but this is the land of the free and the home of the brave. But this jab, this is what they were being real about. This
Right.
is what they weren't lying about. This jab. This is the savior.
experimental one.
You mean
It.
a vaccine that they was able to come up with from a disease that we've never had in our lives, but they came up with a vaccine that quick? We can't come up with one for cancer?
Hey, can you save me from cancer? Do you got some money? COVID, you want this free jab? We will give you $100. We'll give you tickets. We'll give you tickets to the fucking New Life Crew concert.
Brothels in Vegas.
Okay. And you know come get this jab. Like, it doesn't make sense. It's just common sense.
Exactly.
Throw the conspiracy throw the conspiracy theory out the window.
Common sense.
Just common sense. Forget the conspiracy theories and the tinfoil hat and all of that. A government, okay, that will say, fuck you if you want an education. Fuck you if you got cancer and fuck you. Do you got money? Can you pay me? Then you're wasting our time. You can't afford chemo. You're fucking wasting our Get out of here. If you don't got money, you don't count. Or you can't pay for bail. Fuck you. Stay in jail. Fuck all of you. In that country. Right. In that country. But we got this shot for you. We'll even give you money to take this shot.
Free burgers.
I mean, just common sense.
Lottery.
I would be like, hold up now. You're always trying to fuck me in the ass, and now you inviting me in the house. Something's not right here. That's just common sense. Forget conspiracy.
Then, like I said, then you got it to where we coming into me from a medical standpoint, where I'm like, I mean, they can't. They try to come after my license, but it's like they can't because I'm not doing nothing that's a malpractice or anything of the sort. So what I'm saying therefore is that's why right now we are allowing you to come in there. If you tell me I'm a boy, I'm not trying to get into that. But if you come in saying I'm a boy that feels like a goyle. If we can pass things through the AMA to get you diagnosed with a medical condition, then we can start to be able to treat it medicinally, which is going to bring in more money for us. So yes, you sure are a little boy, little girl. Yes, you sure do need to get some gender affirmation because all it's doing is bringing in more cha-ching for us because we know you're going to be a lifelong patient of ours, bringing us more money. You want to get it cut off and all that? Good, because you're going to have a lifelong, have to keep on taking these hormone pills, and then you might have to take antidepressants because it's going to start to mess with you because your deletion rate is going to go up. We got you as a lifelong patient, but who cares? Because since you want to diagnose this as a diagnosis issue, we're going to try to treat it medicinally. More money for us. I'm telling you, that's what they do. They don't care about you.
They don't. Because when I started seeing the LGBT push, I talked about it a lot. I was like, something's not right.
That's my only issue. The country that would fuck you in the ass if money were to come out of your mouth when they do it. That country is now we care about y'all. We
ask
really,
y'all doctors.
People,
if y'all got personal doctors, ask y'all doctors how many of them even got the flu. Because
you know how many
of us do.
They pressured us. You know how many of us lost work behind that shit? They were pressuring people. I lost work. You can't work here. They were pressuring people. And it wasn't even mandated.
And then they was like, no, it's okay. We
Who was
don't need
pressured?
the vet no more. It's like, it's the weird. I feel like I was in the
What you
Twilight
mean?
Zone the
Who
whole
was
time.
pressured? People got fired. People couldn't go to work if they weren't vaxxed.
You're talking.
That's pressure.
The only people that got pressured, as far as I know, by the government were government employees.
No.
What?
No.
Everybody, no. Listen to what you're not letting me finish. Let me finish.
Go ahead, let him finish, Lily.
There were many businesses that took on that, private businesses that said that if you don't get the shot, you will be like and there were some businesses
because of their insurance companies,
and there were some businesses that didn't. But that's
because
business.
The insurance companies.
Question: Are you hearing about them being sued right now? Are you hearing about them being sued right now?
Yeah.
Exactly.
It was illegal.
It was illegal. I kept
That's
telling people
fine.
that
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with them getting sued if they did something illegal. That's
but
not
they did, and people.
My point is
the
no thing that Jen
questions.
is mentioning that the government is fucking them over is really businesses are fucking them over, and the government.
But what? But where did it come? But where did it come from?
The government is putting pressure.
But no, saying if a waitress is a bitch, who do you complain to? Where does it come from? Do you not go to the top? Where does it come from?
No, what I'm saying, when you're saying that there's I don't like these, insurance companies are in the pockets of politicians are in the pockets of insurance companies. They're in the pockets of others. These are businesses. When you say the government doesn't got, there's certain things that the government try to do that
follow the money.
businesses will step in and say no. So I don't think
not something like that was pushed. That fear was pushed 24
That's what
hours.
that's what I was gonna say,
We've
and it
never
wasn't
seen nothing like that.
people were not being allowed in fucking restaurants without a vax card. I couldn't get on set without a vax
Yes, I
card.
know,
I okay, so don't say, well, it was just a little bit of people, the entertainment business,
saying it's
the restaurant
businesses,
business, the medical bit. If you didn't get vax, they were fucking with your money. That is
Yes,
pressure.
I agree.
That's
I agree.
so don't say it was. Don't say it was just. Don't say it was. Oh, it's just a little bit of people. The entertainment business, the medical business, the sports business.
No, you didn't. I understand what you're
The
saying.
NBA, the NFL. The
government,
pressure was on everybody.
I understand the government, but I'm talking about when Biden got in. He was the one that mandated for government employees in the military to get the vaccines, or possibly lose your job. Huh?
Is he part of the government?
Government workers. He didn't. The private businesses; those were their own decisions. The
But
government.
why did they make those decisions?
If they went against that, do you know how like that was the kiss of death back then? You didn't live through that. You
Yes.
see how one-sided that was, and how purposely it's been proven how purposely one-sided it was. It was only one narrative allowed to go out. We've proven that.
Oh,
We were
really?
trying to say it the whole time.
You must not watch some of those other channels that had a totally different
So
narrative.
people were getting
Like,
getting
Drink
banned.
bleach,
Listen,
inhale bleach,
no, saying
inject yourself with chemicals.
people were getting banned on social media if they said the opposite. Where
Yes.
were you?
I was here.
Where were you?
Exactly.
Yes.
Where were you at?
Yes,
Okay,
I
so
agree.
then, so
Those
then
are
what are you talking about?
businesses.
That was
Those are
on.
private
That's
companies.
not business. Those aren't.
Those
Oh
are
my
private-
fucking god!
Wait,
What are you talking about? Those are businesses. Reza Islam had nothing but fucking tangible proof that shit wasn't working, and they kept banning him on social media over and over. What businesses are you talking about? I couldn't say that. We had to use symbols because we were getting stopped and paused on social media. What businesses are you talking
I'm
about?
saying that's not
What
the
are you
government.
talking
Where was
about?
the pressure
You're
coming
trying
from,
to say
though,
that
Saint?
the government is running Facebook. Government's
It
running
trickled
YouTube.
down. You think the government isn't wrapped up in Facebook? I'm leaving.
It's been proven.
I'm fucking leaving.
It's been
I'm
proven.
fucking leaving. You think the government is not wrapped up in motherfucking Facebook?
I think
Oh,
he
God.
trolling y'all. He messing
He's
with
trolling.
you.
Don't say it's trolling.
Today. You're trolling today.
The government is not involved in Facebook.
Google,
Well,
Twitter.
I will say
YouTube?
that there are some governments that
Some?
are pushing
Some?
propaganda on Facebook.
No. It's
No, when you
No.
got them telling about FBI agents going in there and telling them what to look for and who to ban and everything. Hey, I hope I'm able to do this because I would be able to show y'all a video. I was on my way to go do a TED talk and I got called from Newsmax and said, hey, you know they put you on a domestic terrorist list, right? Joe Biden them did. I got my video proving it. I have it on video right now that it can show you that I got put on the domestic terrorist list.
a lot of people did. A lot of people did.
And I wasn't scared. I'm like, I'm not
Scientists,
doing
Nobel Prize winners.
People were
did.
scared. People were using fucking emojis on social media because they didn't want to get banned, shadow banned. Okay? People were scared. They were only pushing one narrative. And then that was followed with, oh, the unvaccinated, this is their fault. And then the vaccinated motherfuckers started beefing with the unvaccinated because it became our disease. All of a sudden, it was our shit. I was like, how did we get involved in this shit? I thought it was our right to do it or not to do it. How the fuck did we become the fucking enemy? Hold on a minute. So it wasn't just the small, it wasn't just the small businesses. Everybody was under pressure, spanning every genre in business, from sports to entertainment, to the medical field, to the military, to the everywhere you went, you couldn't even walk in a fucking restaurant. People were fist fighting in restaurants because they didn't have their vaccination card. They were pushing that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Horrible. It was
I don't know where you were. Were you fighting over toilet tissue during that time? Because I don't know what's going on.
I'm like,
no disrespect to
something
Modern
else.
Renaissance, man, but Newsmax, man, you can't get any. I mean, I thought.
I talked to any.
Don't
Look,
say you're reaching.
I have
You're
talked
reaching.
to. I've talked to.
Newsmax is total conspiracy.
Hey, check this out. I didn't care. I talked to RT. I talked to Russian News. I talked to Tokyo News. I talked to Fox. Guess what? I can raise you another one. I was going to go on CNN as well, but guess what happened?
They didn't let you on.
CNN sent me a manuscript And I was going to be on there with Don Lemon, the dude that just got fired. I don't even watch news. So I don't even know who these people really are. And they gave me a manuscript. They gave me the question that Don Lemon was going to ask me and how I was supposed to answer.
Right.
I'm telling you, that's when I was like, I was like, hey, yo, I get what people say, but I was like, number 45 had it right when he said they were fake news. They literally had the whole script written out how they wanted me to answer the questions.
No, it's all garbage. It's all garbage. But Newsmax in particular is, and so is MSNBC. I'm not.
They're all scripts. They're all scripts. All of them are scripts.
Yes. You speak the truth, they will come for you. And that's why right now YouTube had to put all my videos back up. They had to put them all back up because I was like, I'm not scared. I will come for y'all. And that's what I did. They banned my whole entire channel. Like I was done. And when I presented the information, all of a sudden, it was a mistake by our AI. We're sorry. Blah blah. Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I would.
I know this is going long, but I really want to ask him another question. So,
okay.
Obviously, COVID, and I believe it was a man-made. I do believe it was that, a man-made.
It was gain of function
out of China. I believe that it was out of a lab in China, but it was real. It's not like a lot of people didn't. Just a few people that people that's just the same as the flu. No, it wasn't. We had one guy I worked with whose 40-year-old brother died of it. We had two people that on their three people from the same family that we ran on that all died, but they were resilient because someone asked if you were vaxxed. Oh no, and they were young people. So.
And the three people I know that died. Did you get vaxxed? Fuck yeah! And now they're all dead.
No, I'm just saying. To the end. What I'm saying is this. The flu does take out people, and
so does the cold.
And they're normally older. This was taking out young people too.
Well, who said it was fake, though? Did somebody say it was fake? Someone said it was fake.
I don't remember nobody saying that.
No, the statistics. Right, I get what he's saying, but here's the thing, the cold takes out young people every day. The cold takes out old people every day. So no matter what it is that somebody get
every day and to your ears.
Unless you get an autopsy ran, because we kept getting that too. We would get, I don't understand this day. I heard about some young dudes that was healthy and in shape and they died. They died from it. Okay, did we do an autopsy? Because I guarantee we're gonna find some other underlying comorbidity that actually served as a purpose as to why they passed away from it. You're not just
wasn't they giving financial incentives to put the cause of death? COVID at the hospitals. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Come on, Lee.
This
guy's a conservative talk show host. He's got all those talking points. You're throwing up softballs.
Who, me?
It's been proved. Yeah. Go look it up. I live in a building with 3 nurses. They all confirmed it.
Mark Randall agrees with no sinks.
Well, you got one person, and that's a good thing. But yeah,
he's smart. Look, this guy's smarter than me, but he's also a conservative talk show host.
I'm not a conservative talk show host.
What about Riza? Is Riza Islam a conservative talk show host?
Time out. Wait. You said you looked me up, right?
Yeah.
Did you click on playlist? Click on playlist, if you look me up, look on playlist right now and tell me all the topics I got on my channel, then tell me that I'm a conservative talk show host. You're gonna see comedy, you're gonna see marriage and counseling advice. You're gonna see fitness.
Is Riza Islam a conservative?
You're denying your work on a radio station that you worked on a radio station?
No, that's something that I do.
Okay,
that's money. Because I'm giving out good information, real information, true information.
I'm not hating on you.
No, I got you. I'm just saying, but I can't be boxed. That's why my channel is called Modern Renaissance Man. I'm not gonna be boxed as being just this one particular thing.
Right.
Yeah, but we can't. We also can't push that narrative. Riza Islam is not a conservative. I'm not a fucking conservative. I'm not taking that fucking jab. You're gonna have to put it in my dead fucking body. Okay. I don't even fucking vote, so I can't even talk about politicians. So you can't say, well, it's because he's a conservative that he has those point of views. Because you're not fucking jabbing with a motherfucking thing.
No, because
I'll stab you back.
And the beauty of it is that I was talking about this before all that stuff happened. I was talking about this back in 2019. So that kills the whole. I'm only saying this because I'm conservative. I'm not even conservative.
But a lot of people were trying to warn, but no one wants to hear. Like I always say, nobody wants to hear it. We're always trying to get warned. Nobody cares.
I mean, I got a physical. This was way before COVID or anything hit. And the doctor that gave me the physical, literally, I saw the motherfucker catch an attitude because I wouldn't take the flu vaccine.
Yep.
Caught an attitude. And I was
Remember
like,
when they
no,
started-
I'm good. And then this was before the pandemic. And then he started flipping it. All kinds of, well, if you're thinking it's because, we don't make any money if we give you this vaccine. So, it's just a good, I'm
Yep,
like,
they got a whole list
first of all,
things
I
to go down.
didn't even ask you if what you make or not make. I don't give a fuck. I just don't want it. Yeah, but it's best because I was like, he literally caught a fucking attitude. Like he had a quota to fill. And I'm like, dude, I don't want the fucking flu vaccine. I'm good.
That's how
So
they
no one's gonna tell me that these motherfuckers, he lost his shit that day, but no one's gonna tell me that isn't the fucking formula. These motherfuckers come in, they stupid as fuck, especially if they have color. They're gonna trust the white lab coat. That white lab coat is God.
Yes.
in fucking disenfranchised communities. If the doctor said, right? A lot of our parents are that way. Oh, the doctor said, right? And they fucking know that, and that's why they push them fucking shots.
Like right
They
now,
know that.
now that's why we can give you medicine now for your eating disorder, you morbid obese.
Oh yeah. Oh
man,
yeah.
come on. You just got to pick the right food, exercise, and that's it. Oh, no. It's a disease. So if we can label it as a disease, we can treat it medicinally. Money.
I'm like, yeah, we can say, yeah, we're glad we're here. The USA is so great, but I don't trust them, especially with this color and his hair texture. No, not
do
coming
you even
from
know
where I
why
come
that, like,
from.
when babies are born, do you know why it was a time where they would keep the babies in the hospital for like 2 weeks before they let them go home? But now it's like, okay, within 3 days, y'all good? Okay, get out. You know why they do that? Because they want the babies to get out there in the environment to build up their immune system. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And like and I'm just telling you, even just when you talk about things that people just easily fall for example, my 2 sons, they're 21 and 19 years old. Neither one of them got any shots. Well, your kid can't go to school if they don't. BS.
My grandson too. I was like,
right,
we're not
people
doing
follow
it.
that. My sons have not gotten anything and gone through school. But remember, the rest of the world will tell you, if they don't get their shots, they can't go to school.
No, I get you. That's true. There's exemptions, but also, so you're against all vaccines,
and they probably have good immune systems too, right?
I'm not vaccinated with anything.
But but we did. I assume you might know more than me that the measles, kind of
measles, mumps, rubella.
For the people that did get vaccinated, my kids never had chickenpox. I did because they had chickenpox vaccine. Polio was a big thing. There were some pretty good medicines or vaccines that came out that have eradicated certain things, and now they're making a comeback because people are saying, I'm not getting my kids vaccine with anything. And so now
what's making a comeback?
Well, there were some measles cases, outbreaks.
You want to know why?
Sure.
You're gonna find that most of those people got the vax, and you're gonna find, when I told you earlier, they wiped out their immune system.
And that's what he kept
telling
trying
you,
to say.
man. This is ABCs and the 1, 2, 3s.
He kept trying to say that was going to happen.
You're talking about the mRNA vaccine.
Yeah, he kept trying to say
even before y'all close this out, in the future, watch y'all going to hear about all type of different things. All of a sudden, made a comeback, or this kind of numbers are going up with this. Oh, it's made its way back around. That's because all you who got the Fauci ouchie, your immune system is shot, and you're going to be getting that stuff again.
So it's the vaccinate. So then we'll flip it to it's the vaccinated's flu. You guys, you made it worse. Not only did you make the COVID worse, you bringing back the measles, the mumps, polio. Y'all are bringing that shit back.
Y'all were taking this stuff to grandmama, and y'all didn't even know it. Y'all was going around coworkers all, yeah, I'm vaccinated. Y'all were just spreading the shit and all y'all little stuff on us.
They got a sticker, a good sticker. It was a cute sticker.
Yeah, buddy, got my vax card.
I on the sticker for voting.
And now y'all gonna need one every 6 months.
So, all right,
what vaccine do you need to get a booster for?
You're saying that the vaccines for polio back in the 50s were not a good thing. You're saying the polio vaccines were not a good thing.
My own personal opinion.
Can I say? Go ahead. I'm sorry. This is what I wanted to say. It's a little. I'm gonna be nice. What word can I use? Jen, you're doing better. What word can you use?
You're doing good, Jen. Okay. You're doing a lot better.
I'm doing good, right? Okay. I just want to say this. We cannot say, I'm talking to you specifically, no saying. We cannot say, well, remember the polio shot, and look at all the advance and what it did for us. You cannot compare that to how they're fucking with us today, right? My grandma ate all kinds of shit, meat, blah, blah, lived to 93 years old, and then she died comfy in her hospice. The way the food is being processed now, wouldn't you say it's fucking worse than when my grandmother was my age?
For sure.
Our air is 10 times worse. Our medicine is 10 times worse because they're pushing it like crack dealers on corners. Everything is 10 times worse now. So to say, look what the good medicine people did with the polio. They saved us.
Their heart.
You cannot compare that time, that era, and those doctors to the desperation and greed of today. Today, they're even, just like MRM said, they are pushing, you want to play with a Barbie? Well, you're a little girl, you are. Here's some medicine. That wasn't going on in my grandmother's era. You can't sit still? Here's some Ritalin. That wasn't going on. Now they're pushing drugs tenfold. So you can't say, look, we should trust those doctors because they cured our polio back in. That is exactly what you're saying.
He said he didn't get any vaccine.
Right. So check this out. So
he said he didn't get any. I'm saying, so you think the polio vaccine?
That's his choice.
No, see, if we had a population of folks that they did a census on to those that didn't get the polio vaccination. But if everybody got it, of course you can say, well, see, the polio vaccination worked because nobody got polio no more. Well, you can say that because everybody got vaccinated. But how can you compare it to ones that didn't? Like right now, we would have some data to say the vaccinated versus the ones that are unvaccinated. And which ones are...
I think you can. I think you can when you look at other countries that don't have vaccination rates. I think you can see those numbers in other countries.
As far as what, polio?
Yeah. And yeah.
And see, here's the ticker, though. What you got to understand is that when you get the measles, mumps, or rubella, whatever, and polio shot, that sounds like 3. But in total, you're getting about a good 12, some odd vaccinations at one time. And on top of that, I'll raise you another one. I'm not about y'all can get ready to close this up after I say that because I'm telling you, this is stuff that we do. Most of the people that we found, as you can see, that there's a huge thing when it comes to dementia and all that. Guess what we find on their brain? Mercury.
I was wondering.
Guess what's in almost every last one of those vaccinations? It's not mercury, it's thimerosal. I'm sorry, a derivative of mercury, thimerosal. The most neurotoxic thing in the world. And they put it in your teeth. Call it a filling.
Yeah, they used to.
I don't mess with this stuff. I'm telling you, I run my mouth all the time.
I took all mine out.
Yeah, awesome.
I took them all out a long time.
But guess what? Hey, and guess what's in your fish? And guess what's in sea moss? Mercury.
Right.
You're so then why? Such a micro level. That's not.
I know.
It was a reach. It was a reach.
Yeah, he reached. Our family in Jamaica, we eat that all the time.
You eat a lot of fish. You eat a lot.
Okay, so the fish you get us, but not this vax that they were giving out free stripper cards with.
They used to have
the fish you get us.
There was a time,
but not vax that thing up. But the fish you get us, not this neat. We don't know what the fuck they putting in people's arms. People were fucking dying of heart attacks. Motherfuckers couldn't lift their arm. No, I'm not.
And not, right now, just like now, all of a sudden, the sudden death rate amongst athletes have gone up.
Right.
Come on. DeMar Hamilton getting on their line talking about it was commotio cordis. Stop.
These athletes are dropping dead across the world.
What does? But there's wait. Those athletes dropping dead. Do we have sufficient evidence to say that it was the jab?
Yeah.
Well, we can say definitely that they. Wait 1 second. Wait 1 second. We can say definitely that they died from the jab. We have a list of people that say such and such. No. We're not. This is how narratives. No, this is how narratives start.
Yes.
I understand what your concerns are, but this is how the narratives start. Do you have proof? Do you have evidence?
Wait, okay.
Look, before 2021, a number of things ain't happened.
Well, let me throw.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Before 2021, a number of things ain't happened. I got a list.
Okay.
But do I have actual tangible evidence? That's a different.
Just for fun, right? Because it's not just athletes. A couple of comedians that didn't have any sort of heart problems.
So did Jamie Foxx get the jab? Are we saying that Jamie Foxx got the jab? Are we saying that?
I would say he had to.
So the reason why he's having these heart complications is because of the jab.
Listen to what you didn't let me ask the question.
Go ahead.
You didn't let me ask the question.
Go ahead.
Across any business where people were mandated or they could not work, athletes, entertainers, or whatever, that are just dropping dead and they didn't have pre-existing conditions. What is his name? David Arnold. His wife talking about he used to jog, had no heart problems, nothing in his history, blah, blah, just dropped dead in the kitchen. He was vaxxed. Jamie Foxx, of
Okay.
course he was vaxxed. He's in the industry.
Yeah,
Athletes
okay.
are dropping dead, very young and healthy. Now you're saying, let's not start a narrative. So I'm just asking a fun question for shits and giggles.
Okay.
Why
Okay.
do you think that people who have been forced to get the jab across the board, who are young in their 20s, 30s, and 40s, why do you think all these
Right.
black men and all these white people are just dropping out the sky? I'm just curious, just a fun question. Why do you think that's happening?
I want to know.
Just for fun.
The way that I operated, what I see the situation, I believe that at the time that yes, people were pushing what they had, what they deemed was scientific evidence, and they were saying that these people had to adhere to a certain degree in order to move forward with their career. That's how I see it. Now these days, when it comes to, oh yeah, that's the reason why this motherfucker dropped dead, and that's the reason why there's like, yeah, that's kind of slippery soap. So are we saying that everybody going forward, the reason that they died is because they took the jab? Everybody below 50 or 60 years old, if they
No.
drop dead,
That wasn't
No,
my
that's not
question.
what we
Wait.
said.
That's
up?
not my question.
Not what we
When
said.
What's
you
question?
describe anything in absolutes, it's absurd.
Right.
It's absolutely absurd. But you can't use an
Okay.
exaggeration to answer a question. I asked you, since the mandated, because people are like, it's not
Okay.
mandated, but they were
Okay.
not letting you work. Kyrie Irving was like, fuck y'all. They was like, then you don't work. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. At the moment in time.
I couldn't work. People
Yes.
could not work. So everybody was
Okay.
like, fuck it. I need this job. I need this money. I'm going to go out and fucking do this. All the athletes did it. Everybody's
Okay.
doing it. My question to you was, just for shits and giggles, why do you think so many young people that didn't have pre-existing conditions, whose job was to be healthy, from comics to athletes, what
Mhm.
have you, why do you think these people
Around
are
the world.
dropping dead around, just drop, like
Not
playing
in America,
basketball?
around the world.
Just playing basketball, and then, oh shit, all of a sudden I have a coronary. I'm 25 years old, had no pre-existing conditions. Oh shit, I'm a comedian. I'm all of a sudden I'm having a coronary, and people are like, we don't know the matter of death yet. We're still trying to find out. I'm
No,
just
because
asking.
we don't
I'm just asking.
know the matter.
But I'm
Now I
asking. But I'm
understand what you're saying.
asking you.
But I understand what you're saying. I
Okay.
understand what you're saying. But I don't know. I don't know why
Okay,
they're
so you don't.
dropping dead. I do not know. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, it's that or it's this, because
Okay.
I'm not the
But you
state.
just
I'm
don't
not the
find it
state. Wait,
peculiar?
wait, 1 second. Wait 1 second. I would say this before this wraps up. I sat back and I watched some fascinating shit here. Some real fascinating shit. When it comes to this particular topic, personally speaking, I really don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if you took it or if you don't. Has nothing to
Nobody
do with
gives a
me.
fuck.
Yeah.
No,
Nobody
wait 1
gives a
second.
fuck.
Wait 1 second. Wait 1 second. I really don't give a fuck if you did, if you didn't. If I drop dead, you don't drop dead, he drops dead. It has nothing to do with me on my basic, you know what I'm saying? I mean, life decisions. However, I will say this. The kind of passion that I saw tonight, I see every night when it comes to this topic. And you motherfuckers came in and you went after the white man in unison, trans people, brown people, black people, motherfuckers in the chat. They came after this white man, and they came with the visceral. This white man, he stood on his ground and waved that American flag. It was just an amazing display of a lot of things. And I would say this: that same energy that I see so many blacks have for this particular topic, I wish they would apply to other more important things, such as the literacy rate, the state of our, the state of our public schools, the Democratic Party constantly, giving us promises and fucking us in the fucking ass, doing things to ensure that private prisons don't hit their numbers every year, like, making sure that, we don't go to prison. And of course, black men doing a better job of actually handling their communities. Now, for me, that same kind of passion and vigor, that same kind of thing that I seen tonight, the same thing I see online, it shows that it's there. It's just applied. It's something that really, at the end of the day, really doesn't give a fuck, because whoever fucking dies has nothing to do with me.
All right, so I'm gonna call cap and bullshit. I think that you're
Okay.
speaking. I'm gonna call cap and bullshit because you're speaking from the point of view of someone who is vexed. Okay.
No. Before I was vaxxed,
But wait, let me finish. Just let me finish my point. Let me finish my point. I think that we should be hella passionate for something that we're targeted, that is killing us. I think this is the thing that we should be passionate about. Of course, we could be passionate about illiteracy. We are. We've had those we've had those conversations up here too. We've had the conversations of why is this gender war between us we've been hella passionate about that too. But all of a sudden we're talking about something that's literally fucking killing us that we get targeted for. And now it's like we shouldn't have this passion for shit that's killing us because people die every day, B.
I didn't say
okay?
I didn't say
okay,
that.
You're saying that we should
that.
I know, but you're saying we should have the same passion for others, and we fucking do.
No, we don't. No, on this channel. No,
yes,
collectively, no, we don't. On this channel, we do.
But here's
collectively speaking, we don't. No, we don't.
That's cap.
Collectively, we don't. Collectively speaking, the black community is passionate. Collectively speaking, the black community.
No, now you're doing the white thing, Haran, because there are many groups. Okay, Riza Islam is in charge of one of them. There are many groups that are black that are fighting illiteracy in our communities. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't make it sound. Don't make it sound collectively. What the?
So collectively, so let's talk about the real cap here. So you're saying the amount of people.
Now you're saying, wait a minute, but listen. Let me finish. It is asinine to say collectively anybody's doing anything. Collectively, Puerto Ricans aren't helping the fucking Hurricane Relief Fund. Collectively, white people aren't dating black. Collectively, black people don't like There's nobody collectively doing anything except for the small hats.
Okay.
Nobody. That's true.
Nobody is collectively doing anything. So you can't put an absolute and be like, that's the excuse. Collectively, nobody's doing anything. But don't use that, okay? Because that's erasure. Then you diminish and dismiss. There are black people who are volunteering to help other people read. There are Puerto Ricans that are helping the Hurricane Relief Fund. None of us are doing anything collectively except for the small hat. So you can't say, well, we should have the passion for that too. Because there are people out there that are very passionate about everything you just said. You're just saying that because you are vaxxed. Let's not pretend. Let's call a spade a spade. You have a different point of view because you got jabbed, Tehran. Yes, you do.
I said the same thing.
And before that, there were people passionate about exactly what you're saying.
Okay.
And before that, there were still people passionate about your saying.
A large group of people.
There's no large group of people in any community doing anything, or we would not be in dire straits. There would be no ghettos.
Okay. There would be no ghettos. What you just said right there, there's no larger group of people who are actually doing something. Negative or positive?
Negative or positive? No.
So that means there's not a large group of. So you're agreeing that there's not a large group of black men who are actually degenerate. You're agreeing that.
What do you mean? Am I agreeing with that? I say that shit every night. That I know the most stellar black men. I say that every night.
Thank you for being fair. Because we have people in the chat. No. I'm not saying you don't say that. We have people in the chat. We have people on YouTube who believe collectively black men are all degenerate. And this particular situation today that we were talking about in terms of this, in terms of the Brat actually going out there and getting white sperm and so on and so forth. And there was this huge debate about it. One of the main debates that I saw on the side of the women was that the right thing was done because most black men are broken, degenerate, and they're failures. So thank you for actually saying that.
But
that's fair.
But here's the thing. That Cynthia G. Here's the thing. Cynthia G is also correct. When I say that I'm very thankful for my circle and the men that I know who are affluent, who are positive, who are good fathers, I am fucking 100% saying the truth.
Okay.
However, Cynthia G
and you
is
do say
also.
That. You always say that.
I say that all the time because it's the truth.
Yes, you do.
Because it's the absolute truth. However, with that said, Haran, what Cynthia's saying is also 100% the truth. There is a large demographic of black men who win shit.
But there's a difference between you and you and the narrative that's over there. You could not acknowledge that both things can be true. You could acknowledge that there's a sect of men who are capable, and there's accept the fact that there's a percentage of men who are not. Right. Over there, every motherfucker is fucked up.
And I've dealt, and I can say that because I've dealt with both. However, whatever you're looking
And
for
that
is
is
what
the
you're going to
narrative.
find.
And that is the narrative that I'm seeing a lot of people accept, and it's ruining the community on both sides. On both sides. I'm not coming after black women on this. I'm coming after black men also on that. There's a lot of this narrative that deems, you know what I mean, that the race, the race on a whole is collectively in struggle. And there's a lot of things that need to be, taken into account about that. But anyway, I understand what you're saying. I said what I said.
We
It
all
ain't
say
because
what
I
we
can't.
said.
We
I
all
love it.
said what
we
we
do-
said.
I love it.
we do what we do on this block. We do what we do on the block.
Even No Saint said what he said.
Exactly.
No sense
We
I
do what we do
said
on the
what I
block.
said.
Listen, I was a little bit intimidated because I know that guy's really smart, and I know he's a doctor.
Yeah, he's
But-
good.
Okay.
He's good.
Yeah.
He's good
Yeah.
at shit.
But I wanted to
Oh.
spar with him because I also know, and listen, if you've never seen Newsmax, and I'm not saying that's his point of view, I understand that he'll go on whatever will put him on. You think Fox is bad? Go watch Newsmax. They're in every conspiracy theory, and he did hold up every conspiracy that I threw it at him, like, and.
But a lot of them have been
Kinda
proven to
question
be,
that.
the conspiracies have been proven to be true.
But no. Listen, just like what Jen said, when Jen was talking about the people athletes dropping dead or whatever. I mean, I could throw out Lynn Bias. I could throw out Pistol Pete, were young people that died of heart attacks 15,
Not at
20
this
years
rate
ago.
around the world at the
No,
same time
listen,
after.
what rate? What rate? I mean, that's
No,
check it out
no,
after
Saint.
the
No, no,
show,
no, no,
I'm
no, no. Wait a
trying.
minute. No, Saint. No, wait. No, Saint. No, Saint. I understood certain things you were saying, but there were other things where it was just like, there's a lot of young motherfuckers dying out here nowadays.
Yeah.
Very young,
okay. But what I'm saying is, but what I'm
16-year-olds, 18-year-olds.
and I will say this: Jamie Foxx is still a very young man. Okay,
Healthy.
but don't
you know
And
what I'm
healthy.
saying?
it's just a young
And this
man
is
that
around
you
the
know
world,
that
no
had a
saying. This
stroke.
is not just America.
But I'm saying that's someone we know that had that. There's who I would have to look it up. I'm not going to
Please
estimate.
look it up.
There are probably other people that are his age that had the same thing happen. And what I'm saying is, what people tend to do is, and we all do it. So I'm not smarter than anybody. Is we and it's not scientific. We tend to look for the result and link it up to what we think. So this person died, like the guy on the football field that got hit and fell out.
He was just one of
Immediately,
many.
and I wasn't thinking.
Do you know
Immediately I
why?
thought-
Because around that
immediately-
time, so many other
immediately I
athletes were
thought that's
falling
what it
dead.
was because I had heard of that before. I had heard of kids getting hit in the chest with a baseball and their heart stops at that. I'd heard of that. So it was not, oh, I'm vaccinated, so I'm going to think that it's not the vaccination. No, that I saw it and I was like, oh, that's probably that Cordis, whatever
Yeah,
they call it.
yeah,
Well, when I
no
saw
saying,
it,
but
no
we're
saying,
Now to say one thing.
but
though.
wait, just really quickly, aside from sports, it's happening across all fucking. It's not just this kid got hit in the chest. A 16-year-old out here died fucking running on a basketball. Comedians who are healthy, who had the vax because they're traveling. These guys are young, they're healthy. David Arnold's right was like he's healthy. He fucking runs certain amount of miles every day. This isn't in our family, and they were scrambling like trying to find the cause of death. He dropped dead. This is happening more and more often. Now, is it because of the vax? It's something.
Well, we know
No,
that.
I will say this. I will say
Something is
this.
happening.
I will say
Something's
this. I will say this. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that, I mean, regardless of even if this was the 10th or 12th or 30th version of the vax, no one would have an adverse effect. That's bullshit. Somebody's gonna have an adverse effect.
Yeah,
that's just the way. That's just the way medicine works. That's the way supplements work. Shit, that's the way drinking a fucking bottle of Gatorade works. Sometimes your body just doesn't agree with a particular ingredient that you're putting inside of it, and you might catch a fucking heart attack. You know what I mean? I understand, but put it this way: at the end of the day, I understand the concerns. I was not one for the one thing that I wasn't for. I wasn't for forcing people. I wasn't for that. I wasn't for forcing people.
That's
I did what I did. Wait 1 second. I did what I did because I researched myself. I understand science. I mean, I put other things on my fucking body. We won't even go into that. So, from my perspective, it was a different perspective. That's why I wasn't on the shit. Well, you should go get it. You should, when I got it, I didn't tell anybody shit. You know what I mean?
So
You
when
know,
so let me ask you this, Iran. So
what's
you
up?
knew, you studied the science at that time. You was like, "Yep,
Hmm.
sounds good." So now years later,
I waited. I waited.
after
No one
all
waited.
the others,
No
after
one
all
waited.
the other science that
Hmm.
came out, you're still like, "Yep, I should have did that anyway." Even with Fauci saying, "Oops,"
Well, you know, I mean,
you're still
I'm gonna
he
have to
can
look up
say,
that oops. I don't know what
he
he's.
can, well, if he said
follow
oops, he said
Riza
oops and so on
Islam.
and so forth
Yeah,
and so
yeah,
forth
and
or whatever.
in addition to that, so many other. I can send you a lot of stuff has come out since then, and
Yeah.
When he actually came out with those reports,
yeah, all of them. Yeah, I can
am
send
I
you all of
upset
them.
about that? Am I upset about it? No, I understood.
Not upset, but just like, oh, I should have waited longer to see
Nah,
what
No
this shit
one
was gonna
waited to
do.
see
nah,
you.
nah. Because my thing is like this: when I make a decision, I make a decision, man.
Okay. All
You
right.
know what I mean? That's just me. It's
Okay.
just my decision.
I mean, you have to die on the hill now because it's done.
Right,
It's already
you got
done.
down. That's
It's
Nah,
done.
exactly. That is my point. That is my
It's
whole
done.
point. So
It's
Listen,
done.
I don't tell people. Well, you know, you should have did this. You should have. No, it's just it's just your business. But like I
But
said,
that's what.
I
Okay.
was not on the point. I was not on the hill of forcing people to, you know, what I mean, do
Okay,
this. I just don't
and that's what made
understand
it
what that.
look regarding our government, right? Which according to
Mhm.
No Saint, they weren't even involved. They're not even on Facebook. But regarding our government, that's what made it look suspect to me. When these motherfuckers start forcing, right? Forcing. And I know No Saint was like, no one was forced. Motherfuckers were losing their jobs
Right.
across the board. That is a
Mm.
force.
I never said
Either
it
you
wasn't a hard
either
decision.
okay,
It is not a,
either you do this or you don't work, you don't eat. People have families, people have children to
Mhm.
feed. So they was like,
Mhm.
that's when it starts looking like conspiracy to me. And I'm not a conspiracy
Mhm.
theorist. I don't think every time, matter of fact, conspiracy theories annoy me because everything is not a fucking conspiracy. Shit happens, people die every day,
right.
okay? All the fucking time. Some people are just fuck ups. I get it. I'm not a fan of conspiracy theories. However, when this government forces people and specifically targets us, red flag, red flag, red flag. That's all I'm saying. Red
And
flag.
give incentives across every state, like not every state,
Right,
but like most of the state were giving you incentives to take
right.
medicine. Like this
Like
is
like
weird.
yes, like they did.
Like Popeyes, like a box of Popeyes. Anyway,
Right.
I got.
Like it was crazy. Like, and then look, right, if you looked at like state by state, you could see who they were targeting, right?
Yeah.
You could see who they were targeting, like because they were giving out different incentives each state. It was so crazy.
Did you see
My
when they
boy
started?
has.
What did you see when they started throwing the rappers at us?
Yes, the rappers,
The rappers and the R&B
back
singers.
backs that thing up, and
Yeah, I
That
was
was
like,
that was just that was just like, oh, Jesus Christ.
throw the rappers at them. They listen to the
they
rappers. It
were
was
giving
colors
out
out.
all the
Leave
stops.
it to the liberals that grab some rappers, the motherfucking, you know what I mean, bring their point to the goddamn table.
They
Well,
listen to
what's
the
Hammer doing?
rappers.
What's Hammer doing? You know what I mean? But anyway, fucking my boy, he has long COVID, man. You know what I mean? He's been dealing with long COVID for like 3 years, man. He's just seeing him go through that shit. This shit rough, man. You know what I mean? And guess
It's
what though?
terrible.
The point of the matter is that this is the thing. This is the thing that nobody really talks about. This is the thing that nobody is really talking about. Yeah, we can talk about the jab or no jab, but that shit doesn't affect everyone the same way.
That's true.
Jen had it twice, and
Yeah,
she's over here hooting and hollering and jumping around every
I've
fucking
had it
5
twice.
They
minutes.
are
I've had it
fighting.
twice and knocked it out
My
both
my
times. Naturally,
my
quick.
boy's got fucking. My boy caught it once and got long COVID. He's stuck with that shit.
No,
You
I
know what I
agree.
mean?
That's what I
For the
was trying
rest
to
of his
say.
life.
I had it twice. It was like a
Shit.
cold. Erica had it twice, and she was in bed for a week. I mean,
You know what's
it's
really
not-
funny though?
so-
I think I got it before the pandemic happened.
I think a lot
Me
of people
too.
did.
Me
You
too.
know
A
what I
lot of
mean?
people
Me
did.
too.
A lot of people
You
did.
know what I mean? Like before the pandemic happened, because I remembered before everything went crazy, 1 week I just got hit with like what I thought was like, is this the flu? Is this some shit? Because I've never felt anything fucking like it.
Same,
You know what I'm
same.
saying, man? So I was like, what the fuck is this?
We
I
And
ain't
then
never been that
I,
sick. I was like, what the?
I called it in my job. I'm like, yo, I can't come in, yada yada. I was just fucked up.
and it doesn't
And
feel natural. It doesn't
no,
even
it
feel
doesn't.
natural.
It doesn't. That's
It
why I
doesn't
thought
even
that
feel
this
natural.
was this something that I ate. What the fuck is going on here? And then when they started going into it and so on and so forth, because I haven't been sick ever since then. I've never been sick since then. And I was thinking to myself, like, I wonder if I caught this shit.
Oh, but get ready for the measles.
Wow. The
And we
measles are
can't.
back.
I just
The
say. I
measles
just
are
say
back.
this.
Because we got vaxxed, we're gonna get me. I said, time will tell, I guess.
Oh,
I
okay.
just say this. I just say this in this country in particular, and then I'll pass the mic so we could close for real, for real. I just say
love
this.
it.
I think it's absolutely asinine to completely blindly believe this government, even with the I did my own research before I did it, because we hear that a lot. I did my own research. Who the
But
fuck
then you gotta
do you
look
think
who
is putting?
funded the
Who the
research.
fuck is putting the
Funded
research
it.
out?
Right.
Who's
No,
putting the research out?
I
Who's
will
putting it
agree
out?
with you. Everybody that
So-
I agree with the other way. I've heard people here, oh, I did my research. I mean, what do you mean did you really do your research? Because I can show you where universities do research. You Google the motherfucking thing. That's all you did.
Like,
I always
I
go to
mean,
who
were
funded
you-
it. I always go to who funded. I follow the money. Who the fuck funded it?
Listen, what
What
unless
incentive do you have to say this, or what are you going to lose by trying to,
follow the money. We
Follow
live
the
in a
money.
capitalist society, period.
Right.
This is big pharma. The biggest drug dealers on the planet is America. Wasn't me in Virginia on the corner selling crack, for
Right.
the record, okay? Allegedly, had I did that.
allegedly, supposedly.
So, right. So I
I was just a lowly corner. I was just a lowly corner boy.
Lily, you gotta be my attorney.
Allegedly, supposedly.
but I will say this, like, follow the money. Who is funny? Unless I will say this, unless you I did my research, unless you were in a lab doing this with the COVID
Absolutely.
right? For years, fuck you and you
Absolutely.
did your research.
Absolutely.
Seriously, fuck off with I did my research and I
Because
listened to
guess
this
what?
news
Because guess
source.
what? At the
And
end of the day,
Newsmax is fake, but this news source is real. No.
look, man. At the end of the
Said
day,
that,
at the end of the day,
Said that.
at the end of the
What
day,
news source? Wait a minute. What news source do you think is reliable? No, Saint. Who's your guy? Who's your go-to?
I think there are people that do better journalism than the 24/7 news outlets, and that includes I don't trust MSNBC or CNN.
Fuck them. Who's your guy?
That's
Who's
what
your
I'm saying.
guy?
So I
who's the Tom Brokaw?
I mean, listen, there's several different. I'll listen to the BBC. I'll listen to Lester Holt on NBC. I'll listen to them. I don't know if I'm getting everything, but there's certainly more. Even though, like, say, NBC has a slight lean to the left, but they're not straight out lying to you. If you look at news, the proof's in the pudding. Did you see what came out on Tucker Carlson?
So I'm gonna ask you.
Did you see what Tucker Carlson did?
No,
Oh,
I didn't
and we
see
gotta
what Tucker
close, and
Carlson
we
did.
gonna
We're gonna close. But I just want to. I want to ask you.
Yes.
Okay, I'm about to ask you the question that they asked Malcolm X. Okay.
What?
So
Strange thing.
So the thought of betrayal has never entered your mind? Because you said the BBC. This or that. So the thought of betrayal, the different places, they all, it's a money business. The BBC is not free. The BBC is not free. Then people are getting they're getting paid to sit there and read this article and this study just said they're getting paid. It's not free. It's not Jesus like, oh, I just want to help my fellow citizen. It's all about money. Everybody, all the news sources are trying to out-news each other. All of them. So my question to you is, the thought of betrayal has never entered your mind?
Never once.
That's it. That's my question. That's my question. You don't think the BBC will blow smoke up your ass because they're the BBC?
Yeah, but
so that's my point.
No. But the difference between what I'm talking about, if you've never watched Newsmax, which I take it you probably haven't, you need to go take a look at what they're promoting. Now, I'm gonna let you know, since you don't know what Tucker Carlson did and why he got fired because they got sued for $700, is he was saying things that in his text he didn't even believe. He's like, this is bullshit. He hated Donald Trump.
You're proving our point.
But I'm saying what they were promoting was conspiracy theories, and that's what Newsmax does. Conspiracy theories.
But you are proving our point, because what if who's your favorite BBC guy? Give me a fucking name, no Saint.
I don't have a name. But
Lester Hall.
Yeah, that's NBC.
Lester Hall.
Holt.
What do you think What do you think we would find in his text messages when he's not on air? How would he talk about his higher ups? How would he talk about the shit that he is told to say? Let me tell you, if we ran the text messages of all these motherfuckers, I think we'd all be looking at them like Tucker Carlson.
Right. We
All of
would.
them.
Well, I mean,
All of
that's
them. Because they work a job. It's a
we don't know.
job.
They
But
read a
that's an
script.
opinion.
No, Saint. These are
But
not.
it's
they're
a my
talking
point
heads.
is my point
They're
is
not like us.
it's a job. They're not
Right.
they're not in the business of helping you. They don't give a fuck about a no saint. They don't give a Lester Holt don't give a fuck about a no saint. He has to go there, do his job, and get paid because he wants to feed his family and keep his yacht.
Right. They got.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, we're gonna
It's not like
okay,
on
but
here,
we're gonna
no, Saint, where we
disagree
all
that,
have different
we're
opinions
gonna
and-
disagree that some of these are the same as like Newsmax, which if you haven't watched it, I would suggest you go watch.
Okay, listen. Newsmax is the worst of the worst. I'm saying that everybody is just doing their job. No one's here to save you. Reminds me of you have to watch the
Okay,
Ides
you're
of
being
March.
free. Okay, you're being fair right now. I'll give you that. I'll give
Listen.
you that.
No, saying watch the Ides of March with George Clooney and Ryan Gosling, my white crush. George Clooney and Ryan Gosling. It's called the Ides of March. And the way the journey of the character is like, it's kind of in the vein of, so betrayal has never crossed your mind. Like you live in this bubble where things are this way. And then he quickly finds out, no, that's not how it is. Anyone with a job, it's just a job.
Yeah.
It's just a job. So Newsmax may be the worst of it, but the BBC may be on a different level, right? There's different levels to this shit. So it's like Republicans and Democrats. Is it not a two-headed snake? It's still a fucking snake.
Right.
Still a fucking snake. It's just like the DA and the fucking prosecutor. Don't they have lunch together after the fucking case? After the case, they said, I hate you. My client's innocent. No, he's not. Give him 3 years. And then they're fucking throwing shots at the bar together.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I mean, bro, I get it. Just because it's a conspiracy theory doesn't make it false. I get it. I understand that.
It could be conspiracy, but not necessarily a theory.
But Scientology's fake too. And just say, if we're really gonna go there, Scientology's fake too. But
you leave Scientology alone because I studied their tone scale, and that's why I don't snap at snotty bitches at cash registers anymore.
Well, I read the Bible. I read the Bible a few times. I've read the Bible a few times. So
hey, the Bible got some good stories.
Yeah, absolutely. So it is what it is.
Take what you
imagine if we. But remember, there was a time, ladies and gentlemen. I'll close with this. I promise. There was a time where there wasn't no fucking news nowhere. There wasn't nobody putting shit in our ear about what was going on in the world.
There was just a guy who got on a rock and lied.
There was a time. There was a time.
There's
agendas now. If there's a paycheck attached to it, I take it with a grain of salt. I do my own research. I get my Google on. I listen to different people. And then I'm just like, that is how I became an atheist. I'm like, I'm not going to be all the way on either side. But like Karan said, I just don't like the fucking forcing you. When you start doing that, I raise my eyebrow. But you want to get jabbed, you want to get an abortion, you don't want to get an abortion. It's your fucking life. It's your fucking body. I don't give a damn.
That's it.
But when you start the forcing, I'm like, agenda. And who gets the worst? Who gets the brunt of the agendas?
When the world catches a cold, Black people catch the flu. It's just as simple as that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. So you want to close with anything? Because we the fuck out of here.
That was my statement. I'm good.
I don't know how we're going to survive tomorrow because no saint wants to do a Dr. Sebi versus pseudoscience versus...
I'm just gonna come up here and just listen to this shit. This is gonna be some interesting.
I'm gonna have to do sign language. I'm gonna have to do sign language tomorrow because I'm not gonna have any fucking voice left. I'm not gonna listen.
I'm gonna just sit back on this shit. We gonna
I'm just gonna point at people.
We about to hear about CMOS. We about to hear about alkaline. We're gonna hear batteries, electricity.
Listen,
you know what I mean?
Jen. So. See, let's talk about. I know we got to go, but let me just
open up another can of
worms.
worms.
Let me just throw this out there. Don't you see how don't you see how? And I like the guy. I forgot his name. The Renaissance
MRM.
Yeah. Don't you see though how people can use things, statistics, and we all do it. But you see how he said, "Oh, the most country with the most had the." How about the countries with the most data on it had the most cases of? You know, don't you see how that was a twist of statistics that he was trying to push? And I didn't let him get away with it. I'm like, listen, China wasn't letting shit out of their country. They were trying to hide it. There were millions.
Saint, I agree with you, right? There's like his side, her side, and then the truth, right? So the people that are anti, they're going to have their bullshit. And then the people that are for, they're going to have their bullshit. So I don't listen to all of them, and I don't listen to all of them. That is why I'm an atheist. You're not going to convince me of jack fucking shit. I'm going to make my own decisions about my life. I chose not to vax. I was not sure what was going on. We were living in real time. We didn't know what the COVID was. It's like with anything else. We can get something else tomorrow. And they're like, hey, do that. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck this is. It's just like with social media. We're experiencing this in real time. And 50 years from now, these stats are going to be out of how social media affected the human brain. And we're all going to be like, holy fuck. So that was my only thing. I wasn't like, hey, anti-vax, hey, vax. I'm like, I can't believe everything that MRM said. I can't believe everything that you say, no Saint. I can't believe everything from Newsmax, and I can't believe everything from BBC, because everybody has an agenda and everybody wants to be right. We forgot the drug of being right. That's another drug, right? So I'm like, I'm out the way. Leave me.
I just want to say one thing. I just want to say one thing. You know what I mean? Ish, respectfully, man. I just want to address this particular comment that you said. It's effective. You can't knock their hustle. Here's the thing, bro. You can't have it both ways, because if you're coming through with a conspiracy theory, you're knocking a hustle. You're knocking somebody's hustle. So don't say you can't knock their hustle. Just say that you're cool with the hustle because you're benefiting from it. And I can respect that, because I don't knock a hustle.
I don't knock a hustle for real shit.
I don't knock a hustle at all. Me and Jen talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yo, such and such is some bullshit. This is some motherfucking bullshit. But get that money, homie. Get your money, because you got an audience. You're feeding your family with it. Who am I, man?
And if people lining up to get it, let them get it. Whatever the
fuck. Get your money. And again, I'm not playing that tone scale in Scientology is a doozy. I'm not fucking Saint. I'm not playing. Like, now I walk in the room and I'm like, the bitch I would have took her head off a couple years back, but I'm like, no, you're a tone 2.5, and you're not gonna pull me into your bushel today, Keisha. You're not gonna do it.
What the hell?
I know what the tone is. No, it's an amazing.
This is a thing. No, I gotta look this up.
It's a good thing.
It's like a big sheet.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a thing.
Like every little, I guess, religion or whatever, like they have little pieces.
Like measuring energy. Energy.
Yes, absolutely. And it's like, it just teaches. It's just, I'm sure you could get a book on this that's not Scientology. Right. I'm sure a lot of people. It's basically samuraiing yourself, center yourself, and just people. When people are bringing you negative energy, and you don't let them pull you into that bad day. So you kind of fight it with, how are you? How are you doing? How's your day? Whatever. And then they're forced to come to your level versus, bitch, who you think you talking to? That would have been me before. But now I'm like, how you doing? You having a good day? Are you okay? Yeah. And then it's like, it forces them to be nice, because very seldom are people going to stay down there. It's like, fuck, she's being nice. Now I got to be nice.
Like killing with kindness and the reciprocity.
But that chart, the way they show you the tone, I'm like, you're a 2.5, bitch. You're a 2.5.
Because the thing is, a lot of times it's like, there's like a million ways to say the chart, right? But like Jen may get it better from the chart, and I might get it better from this particular source, and you may get it better, but we're pretty much saying the same damn thing. Yeah. It's working. Is it working? It's working, right?
Yeah.
So that's it.
And I'm like, and if any of you two on the bottom die from a heart attack, I'm going to the morgue and I'm gonna beat the ever living shit out of you.
Oop, this guy.
Knock yourself out, girl. Knock yourself out, sugar.
I'm gonna beat the living shit out. I'm like, didn't I fucking tell you? Like, there's a crazy little Puerto Rican in here in the morgue. Can we call 911?
We're gonna be worth millions, though. We're gonna be worth millions, though. So most likely,
you signed your millions away.
Oh shit!
We can't even get nothing either.
I think I'll write it right now that if I die of a heart attack in the next 2 or 3 years, I want on my tombstone. Yes, I took the jab.
Fuck you. Yeah, right. That's gangster. That's G shit. That's some G shit right there. Yeah, I took the jab. So what?
Check this out. Don Levon is funny. He says you may need to get your money back for your that tone thing. Here's the thing. That tone thing is what makes me cut motherfuckers off and block the fuck out of them. So it works, just for the record. I peep your tone. I peep your tone and I cut motherfuckers the fuck off. Okay. So that tone works. And I didn't pay for it. By the way, I didn't pay for it. But I'm just saying it's a great tone because it makes you cut motherfuckers the fuck off, especially the motherfuckers that play too fucking much.
Okay, now we will go on off of the channel. Ladies and gentlemen,
all right, so last thoughts.
Let's call for all alcohol. Let's call for alcohol.
Adam Hearn, I do. Thank you, Adam Hearn. Adam Hearn says Jen got some interesting friends. I do. It's a smorgasbord of the most amazing people I've met my entire fucking life.
She's an interesting person.
What Ish talking about? Yo, look at the
Ish.
Look
What's
at
up, man? What's up, brother?
The chat list is real funny right now.
Yo, what's up with tonight? Tonight was some wild shit, man.
Tonight is fucking it. Yo, but the last couple nights, I'm like,
the last couple of nights been kind of wild, man.
What's happening? And then No Saint wants to do fucking Dr. Sebi tomorrow. Oh my god.
We're about to sleep.
And you know who's coming back? You know who's coming back, right? Alkaline City.
Your favorite, No Saint. Your favorite.
Oh, I know. We got
the gangster vegan.
It's a
the gangster vegan. Actually, that's what he should change his name to.
Right.
The gangster vegan.
I love it.
What did it say? He said, "That's my point. It's effective. My issue is they tax you ridiculously for their info."
Well, so does college.
Who taxes you?
Scientology.
It's a mint to get that information. That's
yeah. You go up the levels of spirituality. I
wouldn't give Scientology a fucking penny. I knew somebody who was into it, and they had the books and the videos and all of that, and they showed me that tone skill. And it's not like I studied. I'm a quick study, so I just looked at it and I was like, oh, this is interesting, right? Just a fun thing to do. I don't take none of that shit seriously.
Like people like Tom Cruise and Will Smith are like,
they
fucking
they paid their way up, baby. They paid their way to heaven.
But again, like Lily was saying, some things work really, really good for some people because Tom Cruise is a motherfucking beast.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise is if you watch the movie Limitless, it's so fucking amazing because Limitless, I was like, a Scientologist wrote this shit because the movie Limitless is literally the Scientology teachings. Like they teach you to be limitless. It is Limitless is an amazing movie.
Limitless is one of my top 10 movies. I didn't know that was one of your favorites. I love Limitless.
Limitless
the show was kind of cool too. You know what I mean? They had a show.
I didn't see the show.
Yeah, the show was kind of cool. One thing I will say, I am a supporter of religions that turn you into a complete fucking badass. That is Judaism. That is Scientology if you're going to pay the money.
No, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And in many ways, it's also Buddhism. You know what I mean? Christianity is when you turn into a fucking cuck. So, you know what I mean? That should keep you docile. It'll keep you weak. It'll keep you, you know what I mean, with your hand out.
That's a great point because I gotta admit, like I wouldn't be an avid Scientologist, but the thinking is like you do become a badass.
Now, how many black people are Buddhists in Scientology and Judaism? This shit ain't. That's a conspiracy theory shit you motherfuckers need to worry about, man. But anyway,
I always talk about that. That's.
But anyway,
like spirituality.
But listen, Ish is with the NOI. The NOI is now studying Scientology. There you go, Haran. We're going to have a lot of black Scientologists running around. Yeah? No?
Yeah, so
There you
I
go.
love you all. Class dismissed.
Where is he tonight?
All night.
First of all, Tristan was here earlier.
He
And then he
was.
left us.
He did.
He left
He
us.
did. He's just like, man, his girl was probably like, get off the fucking phone with them crazy niggas. Wash these damn dishes.
Right. All right,
Talk about
guys.
some
Yeah,
jazz.
Tristan was here earlier. I mean, whatever works for you. Just don't become a fucking radical asshole.
That's
That's
it,
all.
man. That's it, man. Because nobody likes a radical, man.
Yo, let
Nobody
me tell
really
you something.
does.
I saw a clip earlier. Andrew Tate said some really dope shit. I'm gonna see if I think I sent it to the group chat. I'll bring it up tomorrow. He said some really
Actually
no.
said that.
He said Andrew Tate said some really dope shit. I'm the old before he got locked up. I don't know about.
Oh,
There
okay.
goes Tristan. Look at Tristan. We said his name 3 times and he showed up like Beetlejuice.
The Beetlejuice.
Tristan said, great show.
show.
Well, since Tristan didn't come up, you know that No Saint is our substitute teacher. Wait, we could pound you out. No Saint, because you're the substitute teacher. You know what happens to the substitute teacher.
They go through initiation in the hood, man.
Right.
It's not personal. It's not really personal. It's just it's just politics.
Nah,
I
No
know. I'm
Saint.
gonna come at Jen and Lily with the jab, and they're gonna start beating me down. I'll be like, ah.
You better
Let me tell-
believe it.
Let me
That'd
tell
be
you
the
something.
best beat
This
you
is
ever.
this has been a fucking boot camp for No Saint, I'm sure. He gonna go out in the world and be like, oh
man, that little-
nah.
Right.
That little
that
little munchkin over there is strong as hell.
No Saint gonna be wearing a do-rag.
She'll fuck your kneecaps up.
Listen, this is the last. Like I said, the last night, tonight, it's getting really good. I mean, it's been really good, but it's been getting heated, which I kind of like.
I will say this week we've really been. Yo, but I think this week, like I can really say, like this week we just been in our bag this week.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. We just really been in our bag this week, and
the show is getting better and better and better. It's getting more popular. I've also done the subs only. That's been throwing the subs up. Like I don't let just people lurk.
Right.
So I mean it's getting
That's
better
smart.
and better and better. A lot of people are leaving more comments in the comment section. The Block Talent Battle is amazing. So it's getting better, better, and better. Like we just gotta stick with it. I mean, we're some smart people up here, and the way we disagree and still love each other after, that's some real shit, man.
Yeah.
That's
So
some real shit.
So tomorrow, I want to do a little advertising for tomorrow. So we got Alkaline City, and I will like to introduce the as long as he makes it tomorrow, which he's planning on making it. He is the real Black atheist killer. He's the pseudo killer. He's also Bobby the Banger. We call him Unk. Will be in the building tomorrow.
All right.
And he is going to be the counter. And I hope I really want to talk to you, Jen, because this Alkaline City, I don't want to be thrown off. I don't want you to think you set him up or something like that.
No, this is gonna be great.
When No Saint explains this, dude, I'm thinking this guy's in the back like this, like.
Wait, is he right? It's like I'm waiting for the. Like, we start the music and shit.
When I say
he's getting his shoulders together,
not the atheist killer, he is the God killer. He's the real Black atheist. He's the God killer.
Wait a minute, is he black or white?
He's a black guy.
It's not Black atheist, right? The one we had up here before.
Oh boy,
the cop. He's a cop.
No.
Okay. So it's not him. No. Okay. So here's the thing. Alkaline City, you could tell he's coming from a good place. He doesn't seem very combative. I know he did that cute thing for us, but he doesn't seem very combative. But we'll be the buffer. We don't let people get beat up here. So I'm the only one that beats people up, and that's only when they disrespectful. So
yeah, we good. Everything will be all right up here.
Yeah, so a good debate. I mean, a good lively debate is good for the soul.
I ain't gonna stop eating meat though. Fuck that.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck for what. I don't give a fuck what alcohol I say.
Right.
I don't give a
He
fuck.
might be right about every
He
goddamn
might be
thing.
right about every striking thing he gonna fucking say. I ain't putting down no steak for nobody. I'm about to cook him a ribeye right now. The fuck out there.
Adam Hearn said no Saint low-key training to be the next Vlad.
Oh shit. I mean, it could work.
All right.
We could work, man.
That's
Yo,
all,
no
but-
shame, no shame. I'll get you together. We work on it, a little facial hair. You know what I'm saying? We swag it out a little bit, get you maybe, get you some things going. We can make it work.
Send him to a Dominican barbershop and everything.
Oh man, they'll hook them up.
Oh my God.
They gonna
Y'all
give the
ain't
designs, they gonna give the designs, the mousse, the little spikes and shit. Man, listen, man.
They got
All
cut
right,
a little line in his eyebrow.
All right, please. All right, so you took the jab. All right, so what happened after that?
Fair enough.
Don't play with us because we will run up in that studio. We will pull up to that studio.
No Saint got the voice too. That's the crazy
He
part.
does. He does.
Let's get our crazy asses out of here. Tristan, please take us out. Don't forget
Yes,
to
take
support
us
this
out.
show. Support
Okay,
this show.
all right.
Cash App.
So we all know how Don Lemon got fired. Well, we all saw it, but do you know how he knew he got fired? Like
Show.
the moment
Not
he
till you
figured
tell
it
us,
out.
Tristan.
All right, put me on the big screen. I'll show you. This is how Don Lemon knew he got fired.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit.
Love you all, class dismissed.
Good night.
Good night, guys. If you are still here for any crazy fucking reason, hit that like and subscribe on your way out. Thank you so much, chat, for holding us down. Y'all are the fucking best chat on YouTube. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. You keep us going when we start tripping. On the Block with Jen on all social media platforms. Thank you for the super chats tonight. Come back tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be another freaking doozy. We are actually daring to fucking have a debate with someone that's pro Dr. Sebi and anti Dr. Sebi. So it's going to be very interesting here tomorrow on the Blizzard. Okay. Wish me luck, guys. But show up, chat. I know you're going to hold me down. All right, guys, I'm out. Mama's tired. Before I snap at anybody, let me get my ass off of here. Good night, guys.